that we are productive and people are getting results from what we have going on. So without wasting our time, like I said, there will be questions after each session. Huh? Good, thank you. Cool. So there will be questions after each session. Write your questions down, and whichever one we cannot answer today, we will still find you an answer. That's why we are sending out the barcode. So you give us your number, you can keep accountability, and we can follow up with you. And I know God will be with us as we go in Jesus' name. I know it's not more of like a religious program. I'm trying to make corporate and spiritual. So accept me the way I come. Sometimes I might be spiritual, I'll be corporate, but I'll be more of corporate today, So yeah. So I'm going to invite my first speaker. She's a licensed real estate realtor. She's I know she have a lot of titles, but she just put one title there because back then when we talk, I know more of her titles. So join me as I invite this great speaker to come and talk to us about real estate, wealth creation, strategies. Strategies about how you can, and I'm throwing this to you, Sister MEC. You heard like 2-3 people speak about your department this morning and how they are interested in that department. So that's a challenge to you to break it into pieces so they can go back home and say they want to come for the next one. Join me as I welcome Mrs. Yemisi Okpasu to the drawing board. Give her a round of applause. Clap for her. Thank you, Sister Yemisi.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Yemisi, and I'll be speaking about real estate today. I know he asked the other time when people were talking about investing in real estate. They already invested. They don't know a lot of things. They've been receiving letters. That's really another aspect of real estate. You have to go into class to really study. And I can as well take question. If you have a particular question, I can take them, and I can also refer you to material that can help. But today I'll be speaking in general on how to become a real estate agent in Texas. There are different states in the U.S., and for you to operate in each state, you need a license for each state. But in the state of Texas, where I'm licensed, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And we all know real estate. If you want to be an agent, you want to be a realtor, it's always about buying, selling, supporting the process. But supporting this process requires a lot. You have to go to the school, you have to study, you have to take the state exam, the national exam before you actually start operating as a real estate agent. Join a brokerage. You cannot even operate on your own. So I'll be taking us through the process of becoming a real estate agent. And if you are willing to join or you want to know more about the process, you can always reach out to me and talk to me afterwards. So for you to become a real estate agent, it's not a lot. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, what's, can you give me the next slide? They'll be like, what is it about real estate? How can I become an agent? And I would say that becoming an agent is going to give you a lot of flexibility. You're going to have, it's going to give you a lot of freedom, flexibility. You can have unlimited income. It depends on the work you put in. You can decide to stay home and make nothing or be out there, market yourself, talk to people. There's no salary brackets in real estate. You can make 100,000, you can make 100 million. Because, when it comes to the commission, it's a lot of possibility. Putting in the work, you're going to see a lot of return on the effort. You're going to see a lot of return on the effort. And, you also get to meet a lot of people from all walks of life. And you get to, introduce yourself to a lot of people in real estate. You're helping people make a big decision. A lot of people, after leaving their parent house, the first big decision they make is buying a house. So imagine you being part of that process. That's another value you bring to the table as a real estate agent. And this is what we do. This is what you do as a real estate agent. You're helping people when they want to buy their house, when they want to sell their house. You guide them through the process. You negotiate the prices. You negotiate conflicts. You can lease property for people. You know, we have a lot of people that want to rent their houses. You can help them find a house. You can do the contract for them, and you can just put them through the process, you know, review their lease with them. That's one of the things you do as a real estate agent. And you also help investors. I know we have a lot of investors in this church. People that have bought one houses, they want to buy the second one, they want to buy the third one. And this is where you come in as an agent. You can really advise them on what to do. You know, you can do comprehensive analysis of the area where they want to buy, let them know what they're going to rent for, if they're going to get a return on investment, do some cash on cash analysis. So these are the things, these are the skills you're going to need as a real estate agent. And, you know, just guiding people through the process, advising, marketing, and doing all of that. That's what you're going to be doing as a real estate agent. And you have a requirement. There are requirements to become a real estate agent here in Texas. You have to be at least 18 years old and above. Once you're 18 years old, you can come into the field of real estate, and you have to, you know, you have to be a U.S. citizen, or, you know, have your green card, work authorization. You just have to be normal process. You have to be authorized to work in the U.S. So those are the things you need. You have to be able to pass a background check. You have to like complete the classes, and this is where a lot of people run. When I talk to them, they'll be like, "Oh, I was trying to take the class. It's hard." No, you need to go to the right school. You need to go to the right school, and this is where it's important. So for you to become a real estate agent in Texas, you just need to do 6 classes, one class a week. So you can go to Champions School of Real Estate. That's where I went to. And I was even pregnant at the time, so it's not something that is really hard to do. You just have to like take the 6 classes, and the next places is going to break it down. You have to take the 6 classes. These are the 6 classes required. You can move to the next slide. So these are the 6 classes required for you to be a real estate agent here. You start the journey, do your law of agency, law of contract, promulgated contract, finance. I just tried to put it down so it can be so easy for you to know what is going to be required in the class. And this is your expectation. The first week, you're going to do the principle 1. It's going to talk to you about just introducing real estate to you, talking about the principle of real estate. And after the first week, if you go to Champion School of Real Estate, after the first week, you write an exam. And it's so simple because everything that they've been teaching you from Monday to Wednesday is what they are going to ask you on Thursday. And before you do the exam on Thursday, there's a review. It's more like I'm going to give you an exam. It's like an open book. So I'm going to do the review for the 100 question, and you're going to go into the proctored exam and write it. Then you're done with week 1. Week 2, you do the principle, same process for the 6 courses that you need to do to get the license. And at the end of each week, you write the exam, right there in the class, and you get your certificate, because the state is going to ask you for these 6 certificates before you write the national and the state exam. But this is pretty simple. They teach you from Monday to Wednesday. On Thursday, you write the exam, and they do a review. And, you know, I've never seen anyone fail this part of the process because it's easy. I'm teaching you something, and I'm going to give you an exam after, and what I'm going to give you in the exam, I already review with you. So if you can take this serious, in 6 weeks, you should complete this, and you can take the class online or in person. But I always advise people to just go in person if you want to do Champion School of Real Estate. There's other option. You know, I have people that, you know, they take 6 months to do it because they just want to do self-paced. They want to stay home and do it. But if you go to the school 6 weeks, it's all you need. Then you have your, you know, everything that is required. Then after you do this, you submit your application to become a real estate agent to the state. You register for the exam, and you pay the exam fee. You do the background check, and when you register for the exam, you take the exam. And can you go to the next slide, please? Next one. Next one. So this is it. This is So these are the school. I think this is going to be really helpful. I went to Champion School of Real Estate, but these are other schools that you can go into to just take those classes, and you can take the national and the state exam after the classes. So this is the school if you want to, note it down. And after you take that exam, it's a proto exam. You have to go into a center to take it. So after you take that exam, you can now, if you pass, some people pass the state, they don't pass the national, you just have to go back. You just have to try again. Some people they know what they're doing, but they're just anxious about exam, but do not give up. If you don't pass it, you try again. Then once you pass this exam, you join a brokerage. I'm with LPT Realty, and you can move around. And there's a lot of Nigerian brokerages here in Texas. I mean, you can join any brokerage. They assign a mentor to you because it's your first time in the field. They assign a mentor to you. Like me right now, I mentor like 15 people from my brokerage. And it's just about them calling me, asking me questions. And this is what I can also offer to anyone that is interested in, taking the classes, doing the exam. I can put you through strategy, things that you need to do to really get your feet into the room and to become a real estate agent. So these are the classes, and you join your brokerage. After you join your brokerage, that's when the work starts. That's when you start, everywhere you go, you have to market yourself. Anybody you see in church, everywhere you go, your business card, your social media, you cannot be a shy person and do real estate. You have to be out there, especially now that, you have to put yourself out there on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere. You just have to, I have people put it on their card, like I'm a real estate agent, call me, text me, That's how you get your client, because your brokerage will not give you clients. You have to go out there and find people that want to buy a house. And that is how when you join a brokerage, you can start doing all that to market yourself. And you have to learn how to communicate. You cannot be shy. Customer service, you have to follow up with your client. You have to be confident. You have to be very consistent, and you have to know how to negotiate. And I feel like a lot of Nigerians, we already have these negotiating skills, We want to negotiate everything. So come into real estate, put that negotiating skills, put it into action. And trust me, I'm not trying to praise myself, but when it comes to negotiation, I'm going to negotiate everything about that house. I'll make sure I get you the best price. That's what real estate is all about. Imagine, you being able to get a house of 500 to 450 and still get your client a lot of money towards closing and all of those things. So you have to learn those things as a real estate agent, and you have to people have to trust you. They have to believe in you. You have to be very professional in the field. So you're going to face a lot of challenge. Like my first year of real estate, maybe I sold 7 houses. And I have people that their first year, they sold 1. Some people don't even sell nothing. Imagine going out there, networking, going to open houses, doing all you can, telling people in church, and nobody is supporting the process. A lot of people want to give up, but this is where your strength comes in. This is when your prayers, your everything comes in. You cannot give up because you didn't sell a house in your first year. I have a friend that did not sell a house in her first year, but she's doing better than me in real estate right now. Because, she's always out there. She's not giving up. And, now she's even selling millions of dollars of property. Put in the work. Put in the work. And I know a lot of people do this as a side also. Something you can also pick up on the side and do if you have a lot of time to do it. And, everybody starts from somewhere. You don't have to, you don't have to know it, or you don't have to have all the knowledge. You just have to be in the room, do things, and if you want to become a real estate agent, it's very easy. So if you have any question, if you have any concern, or things you want to talk about, it could be about your house. If you have any question about the house you're living in, maybe it's your first year, how you want to file your homestead, things like that. Anything about real estate, actually, I can answer the question. And I used to be a mortgage underwriter. I can always help you in that aspect. So being a real estate agent, you just have to know a little bit of everything when it comes to mortgage, finances. You're not an expert, but for you to be able to guide your client, you have to know a little bit of those things and know who to refer them to. Like when Secretary was talking about his house, like he bought one already, he's planning to buy another one, and he's receiving letters. Those things you have to have an idea. And if you do not have an idea, you have to know who to refer them to. You just have to have a whole long network of people you work with as a real estate agent. Thank you so much. If you have any question, you can go ahead and ask me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. CMC, for that great speech. That was kind of precise, and she hit the nail on the head. No time wasting. So, yeah, do we have any question for Sister MSC? She have a question? Okay. Like I said, we're going to take like one or two in between each session. Ask, she's with you.
When you first started doing real estate, was it like really hard, and how much did you make in a year or your first year?
I won't say it's hard. It's not hard, especially with you, your generation. You guys really love social media. You're always on it. So if you can put yourself outside more, if people see you more, when you see people, you want them to think about you. When they think real estate, you want them to think about your name. So you have to be out there. You have to post content, post houses, do, all the funny things we do online, make it about real estate. So it's not really hard. My first year, and I know I didn't talk about the commission. Let's say that you sold a house of 500,000. Most time, commission is always negotiable for a real estate agent, but 500,000, 3% of 500,000 is 15,000. So you're gonna make 15,000, but you have to pay your taxes and you have to pay your brokerage a certain percentage. So let's say from the 15,000, you can take home maybe 10 at the end of the day, because you have to pay your brokerage like 20%, depend on what you negotiate with your brokerage or what your brokerage is gonna get out of your money. So imagine you selling 10 houses in a year. Maybe you're gonna make 100,000 or 120, depend on the house. But you can as well sell one house and make $1 million. So it depends on the price of the house. If you sell a house of $1 million, your commission is like 30,000, but you have to pay your taxes and pay your brokerage. So imagine you're selling a house of like 500 million. That's 15 million, just one house. So the possibility is just limitless for real estate. Any other question?
Yeah. So you mentioned that I think the minimum age is like 18, right? Okay. But you can start early, right? Let's say if you're 16 or 17, you can start learning, and then by the time you get 18, you get to 18, then you can go and take the exams, correct? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Any other question? Momori?
What originally brought you into real estate, and how did you involve your life into it?
That's a good question. That's a very good question, because I'm a big data architect. I work as a data analyst, but I still do that now. But I was pregnant at the time. I wasn't working. I was tired. I just feel like, I like to be busy, right? I have 2 masters. I love to just do things, and I just moved into Texas, and I see a lot of new construction. I'm like, you know what? How about real estate? I didn't even have to think too much about it. And I just went online to Google and just put a question, how do I become a real estate agent in Texas? And that was it. I went into the class. It only cost you about $900, $1,000 to do that class. So you just pay the fee, go into the class, and that was it. It's not really like a career I've always thought about. It's something that I just found interesting. I love houses, and I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to make money, and it's flexible. I was pregnant. I was still able to do it. I got my license when I was pregnant. I even sold my first house when I was pregnant. And it was very easy for me because, it's my own timing. It's anything I want to do. If you want to make money this year, you just have to put in the work.
I have a question for you. So I know real estate is a very broad career path. I know we have the realtor, we have the real estate investor, we have a mortgage underwriter, we have different, and they're still all are tied to real estate. So with the school that you showed us, would they teach all these things, or we need to go to school for each of these differently?
So it's actually a different. So when it comes to real estate, it's broad. What I do right now, I'm a real estate agent. If you want to be a mortgage person, you have to get a mortgage license. If you want to be a loan officer, you have to get a mortgage license. And that school, Champion School of Real Estate, I think they might have, they have programs like that. And some people want to go into commercial. What I do is residential. But with your license, you can still do commercial. I can still do commercial real estate, but you just have to, have the experience of doing commercial real estate. So it's broad, and that school you just have to choose a field. I'm a realtor, and I work with everybody in real estate: mortgage underwriter, mortgage officer, loan officer, investors. I feel like you cannot even do anything in real estate without a realtor, because they are the guide. Only if you have the experience, yes.
So I'll take two more questions, then we'll go to the next.
Kan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni pé ẹ̀gbà tẹ́ bá ti ṣe tẹ́ ti direct ọ̀tọ̀, báwo lẹ ṣe máa rí ilé yẹn tẹ́ máa fi rent? Báwo lẹ ṣe máa ń wá tẹ́ máa fi get yẹn tẹ́ máa fi.
Oh, okay, it's working now. So I think, that's a very good question, Grandma. So when you get your license and you pass the exam, you join a brokerage, and for your brokerage, you're going to join Houston Association of Realtors. It's like MLS, multiple listing system. This is where all the houses in Texas and every other state, it's on that website. So that website is like, I don't know how to, it's a universal website, right? It's for, you have to be a member. Anybody, you can go on her and look for houses, but you have to be a member to actually be able to look at the back end. So if you ask me that you want to rent a house in Sugar Land, just give me your zip code. If I put the zip code on that MLS, multiple listings service system, it's going to give me all the property in that zip code. And I'm going to send to you to pick the one you like. And once you do that, I book an appointment. It's an automated system. So I have houses on the market that is for rent. And if any realtor wants to see it, they book the appointment, I approve, and I give them the code to the door, and they can go show the houses.
Okay. So, Mordecai.
Okay, my question is there, what's it called? Does your license expire? I know as a CNA and all of that, when you don't use it for 2 years, I mean, you have not worked in a facility, or something that, an environment that needs your services after 2 years, I mean, it's revoked. So does that apply in the real estate?
Yes, actually. So you have to renew your license every 2 years, but renew your license does not mean you have to rewrite the exam. Like ITV, where you have to rewrite the exam again, update your skills. For real estate, after 2 years, you have to take like 3 courses. You just go to the class and take 3 courses, no exam. And once they report to TREC that you already took those exams. So TREC is Texas Real Estate Association. They are the body that governs real estate in Texas. So when you take that class, the school that you went to will report to TREC that you already took the class, and you just pay like $100, about $100 to renew your license every 2 years. So it's not like you have to do an exam or do anything. Even if you're not actively selling houses, you don't want it to expire. Just, take the classes to renew. That's what you have to do.
Thank you. Monica,
My question is, what courses did you take while being a real estate?
So, like I mentioned in the presentation, it's just 6 courses, 1 per week. So, Monica, if you want to become a real estate agent and you want me to mentor you, I'm giving you 2 months to become a real estate agent, and it's doable because it only took me 2 months. So the classes is 6 classes, and you take 1 per week. If you can get the schedule right, 1 per week. At the end of each week, you do the exam, and afterwards you go register for the state and national exam. So the classes is 6. I think Principle of Real Estate 1 and 2, agency law, real estate law, and finance, which is going to tell you more about the numbers, how to read your loan statement to your client, and all of those things. So those are the classes you take, and I feel like you will do well if you decide to go into real estate, because the numbers is like right now, the numbers you'll be seeing are the ones you saw in high school.
Okay, so I'll take one more.
I just want a clarification on something. If it is doable, I would like to know about that. In my previous church in Canada, we have about 15 guys. We came together and we registered an incorporation. And with that, we're able to use one of our company, our credit union, to get a fund out. And we got acreage of lands, and we're able to divide it among ourselves. Why continue to pay the mortgage? Those who were able to pay at once, pay for everything. So is that law applicable here in Texas? Is that kind of thing, is it doable? And because I've seen situations where other folks do something like that, but the law does not allow them to split the land. So they were not able to split the land, and the land is still there today. So I just want to get on that. Thank you.
So yes, it's doable, and I think that's where maybe the people that did it, they did not work with an expert when it comes to real estate. Because if you tell me you want to do something like that, and you want to buy a land, I will first of all look for a land that is going to allow divisibility. So there's something in Texas we call zoning, and if you buy land in some area in Texas, they cannot allow you to divide. So you have to look for a land that the county is going to allow you to divide, because they have to assign addresses to each parcel of land. So you just have to find the right land in the right location. And I feel like Texas is the best place for it. So, but if you bought a land in River Oaks right now or Memoria, they will tell you cannot divide it. The lot is already assigned. But there are some areas like Katy, Richmond, they will allow you to divide, because that's how developers are able to buy a big lot and divide to build houses. So it's possible and doable, and it's something that I can help with if you want to get into that.
Yeah, good one. Final one, okay. My question is 2. Thank God we are in this meeting now concerning this realtor or something. We have a land now for this church. So how do we get into it? How do we get it built without any more stress? Without waiting, until we have millions before we can lay the foundation and go ahead? How do we do about that? Okay, then question 2, it's not really a question, but it's just to be like an assignment. We were in a conference just finished just last Saturday concerning Celestia in USA. And now we are in search for a location. We want to get a center. Normally we used to go from state to state, but now we want to get a place that want to be stabilize the system. And now it has been chosen that we should be want to be in Houston. Yeah, we want to be in Houston now. So because of the system in Houston, so we want to get a place where we can build the house, then get like a mall into it, so that it will be generating money for the hall again. So that instead of us, because like every conference we go, we don't spend less than 100 something thousand every 2 years. So now the body now sit down and say the best thing is for us to get a place. So is it possible for us? So my question is it possible for us to get such a thing in Houston that give us more stress? Like now they gave me an address that I should go and look for so. But we are looking for somewhere like we are real estate now. You could be able to get us. Can you get us something that will be in the center? Center location that will be of a benefit to us. So that's just the two things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your question, sir. So the first question is if we have a land and how can we build it with no stress? So the best approach is, getting a loan. And for you to get a loan, we need the church finances. So we will have a loan officer, and I'm sure the church also have their loan officer that, can look at the books and tell the church what they are pre-approved for. So in order for you to get a pre-approval, they will look at what is coming into the church account, what's going out, what you're making monthly, and what is going towards expenses, and what is going towards... I don't think the church have any profit. So they have to check all of those numbers and tell you what you're pre-approved for. It could be 2 million, it could be 3 million, and they will need a down payment. And I think for commercial, it's always 20% down payment and above. So if the church can do that, then we can break ground.
Then, not a question, but continuation of what is here now. Thank God you are a member of the building committee of this church. What steps have you taken towards the building of this church?
Hallelujah.
So the building chairman is here. Yes. He will be the best person to answer that question because I know we've done a lot of things when it comes to survey and checking the ground, the health of the ground. So I think the chairman will be able to do that. But before I hand over the microphone to the chairman, I'd like to talk about the second one because that's where my expertise actually come in. And since you want a location that is central, it's not going to be hard, but it's going to be like an existing church location. It has to be an existing, not necessarily church, but something that is already existing, that already have that structure, or something that you can just slightly modify to fit what we are looking for. Because I'm not going to tell you that you're going to see an acre of land in Sugar Land now that is not built on, or in Houston, because those are really developed area. But if you want to go to places like Katy or Richmond or Wayne, we'll see huge land to do things like that. But you said central, it's going to have to be an existing property, maybe a mall or something like that that we can, redemarcate and restructure. Exactly. Yeah, that's what you're going to get in town. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you options. I'll definitely send you options. I'm going to give the mic to the building.
No, before you give it to the building, that's going to be more of a personal and church call topic. Don't divide my summit to... I say it's more of corporate than spiritual, right? The we said that's where we started. Don't let us go spiritual. And spiritual means talking about... Please, because we have like 4 other speakers. But it's a very important topic because we're still in the church. So that's why we have avenues like this. Eye-openers. What are the opportunities? I pick something from what somebody has a question. And I'm going to challenge some people to work on it in this church. I've been thinking about it, having a residential apartment. It's a very big investment, but it's not one man's deal. If you have 4 or 5 teams come together, bring in funds, me, I'm down. I might not have the money to do it, but in my head, I have the money because it's something that can be done. If people are doing it out of the world that are not even spiritual, they are not even connected, they're doing it. So why can't we do it? So, hey, my young chaps, you hear what the mentor just said. In 2 months, I'll be 6 weeks. You can be that person. But it's not magical. It's not quick money. It's not quick money. It's something you need to sweat for. But consistency is key. Anything is possible. So that was a very nice one. Let us give it up for Sister Mrs. Yemisi Okwaso. Yes, we are just starting. That's the first speaker. Another housekeeping, please, if you are just coming and you have not scanned our barcode, please signify so they can pass it across. Okay, Mordecai, please help me give it to Daddy. Help us scan it. And if you scan it, there are two options. Like I said, we are not stopping the summit today. The summit is going to finish today, but it's a back-end summit that we'll be doing, which is follow-up. And that is based on what you feel on the barcode. We can follow, it's not we can. We will follow up and make sure you are successful. If you are interested in that thing, we'll pursue, we'll help you, we'll support you till you get your goal. We'll push you, we'll push ourselves too, because don't be surprised you'll find me in that real estate class too. Amen. Is it making sense? Are we having fun? Are we learning? Don't worry, there's item 7, so don't yawn. Yes, I'm going to invite this another great man. He's a great mentor. He's a great speaker. He's a fellow big. He's a big man, but he has a big engine, but small body. And I promise you, after listening to him today, you have a rethink of some things and what you can do better to make us get to the next level. So join me as I invite the next speaker, who is going to be speaking on career growth, leadership, and decision making. Career growth, leadership, and decision making. In person of, he'll be using like the next 15-20 minutes to take us down that drive. A round of applause for Mr. Remy Dairo. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Remy.
Thank you. So I was trying to obey the rule, trying to remove, but I have to be in another event. I was wearing red on downtown. So I have to quickly change my clothes for this event. So don't mind me. I'm here. So quickly, I want to appreciate the organizers and the pastors and the opportunity for us to share with everybody. I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity. It's going to be a great time in the limited I'm going to have. My name is Remy Dairo. I spent 20 years of my life training, consulting, coaching people on businesses, on how to be productive, how to change level, how to move on business, how to change career, leadership, and all that. So when you give me such a broad topic like this, it's a big work for me. I was like, where do I start? Where do I go and all that? But I have something in mind I want to share quickly with either the people in career or people in the business world so that it can be benefit to everybody. It is called the capital. The capital. The capital you need for any career growth or any business, if you can understand the capital, you will fly. You will make profits. You will improve your life. You will increase your capacity to be able to get more promotion, advancement, what you do. And I want to appreciate the real estate director who just spoke now. Sister MC had gone out. Thank you. That was very powerful. But sometimes we hear good things like this. I wish I can buy the house now. If I was on the website, I was seeing some houses. You like, we wish like I want to get the house now. Just like Pastor said, we want to buy this one. But the question is, we need money. We need to get the money to get all this thing done. So, and if you're on the same level, this same level you are, if you have the same knowledge, the same skill, the same capacity, by next year, you have the same value. It's not prayer. It's not prayer. And I'll go spiritual. So I will go spiritual too. So we cannot remove spirituality from this thing. But let me just demonstrate something. I wish I have $100, but I have $1 here. Now, look at this dollar here. Just imagine it, because you cannot do it. Imagine I spit on it, and then it's dripping with spit. And I pour all sorts of things on it, and I put oil, I put this, I put everything. What value would this dollar be? Same, right? Okay, imagine I drop it on the floor. Just imagine. And I step on it, I hit it, I pour everything, I put stone on it, I drag it, I do it anyhow. What value would this pair be? Same. Now imagine I squeeze it. I squeezed it till it became so small, and I rolled it on the floor. What value does that paper have? Same. So the powerful thing you have in yourself is value. The capital you have as a career person, as a business person, is value. When your value is depreciating, your value exchange will also depreciate. When what you are giving is depreciating, what you'll be receiving will also be depreciating. If you are a senior manager and you remain senior manager for long and you are not adding value, you will depreciate. And the value they put on you will be according to the value that you put on the table. Therefore, nothing is wrong with you. It is the devaluation of you that's the problem. Nothing is wrong with your creation. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. Permit me, Pastor. The Bible says, and God blessed them. And God said, be fruitful. Be fruitful means he said it to every human being that you have the capacity because he has already blessed you. And he said, give me fruit of the blessing I've blessed you. Therefore, every man has the capacity to give fruit. Either in business or in career, you have capacity to give fruit. And that fruit is not only giving birth to children. That's the lowest one. There are 3 levels of that. But I don't want to go there today. There is the mental productivity, the fruitfulness of the mind. There's the fruitfulness of the body. That's what we call fruit of the womb. That's the body. And there's something called fruit of the spirit. And the fruit of the spirit is not the Galatian one. It is the manifestation of what you have in your spirit in you. So those 3 values, if you bring them to the market, there must be an exchange. When I say market now, it does not mean have to be buying and selling, but it is the market of life. If I have something for mommy, and mommy see that value, mommy naturally will have to pay me because of the value I put on the table. If I want promotion at work, if I put value on what I do, the manager has no choice but to begin to consider me for what? Promotion. But when you lack value or you drop in value, don't expect anything. No matter how prayer they pray on you, it is enhancing the prayer. Enhancing the capacity of the value you have in you. So the question is, how do I get capacity in value? How do I increase in value? How do I become a person of value? Or how do I position my value to earn more? Because this is the question we have. So, quickly, I want to tell you that people don't buy things, people buy value. When mommy bought this phone, it didn't just buy just a device to be carrying about. A device that can call, that can text, and do WhatsApp, and then if I'm driving around town, is giving me that, direction. That is value that this thing is providing. The mommy, you also paid money, right? In exchange. So life is an exchange of value. Life itself is an exchange of value. If you don't have value, don't expect anybody to pay for value that you don't have. So the first capital, or the most important capital, is value. So what happened? Why do we not move to the next level? Why do we not get those things that we talk about value? Because value have to go in 7 dimensions. And quickly I have to do that because of my time. When they told me 15 minutes, I can do this for 15 hours. That's what I'm born to do, right? But I'll just do it in 15 minutes. Number one purpose of value is to number one thing about value, to turn value to be able to pay you, is you have to, number one, find a purpose for the value that you carry. The purpose. The purpose. This thing that I do, what is the purpose of it? Many of us can talk. When I was growing up, I could talk too much. When I talk, they will slap my mouth. Slap me, keep quiet. You know how Yoruba culture is. You talk too much. When others are talking, you push your mouth, keep quiet. Because the value of my talking was in a wrong, appropriate purpose. Many of us, our children talk today, alpha generation, young children, they ask questions. Don't be that. That thing in them is value. But the question is, how are we challenging it to a purpose? The first thing is purpose. Today, this talking too much, they beat me back in those days is what brought me to America. I've taken me around the world. I've been speaking like this. All this talking too much, I talk too much now, but they pay me for talking too much. I don't talk rubbish, I talk senses, and people pay me. Organizations pay me, and they take me around the world for talking. Some of you are a quiet person. You're very quiet. You can think, analytical. So what courses do I need to do if I'm an analytical person? I'm a thinker, like Femi. I'm a thinker. So if you're a thinker, you look for courses, or your children are thinkers or they are talkers, right? You look for courses that they will do or career in that line that will align with their value. Then promotion or payment will be made. Now, if somebody can talk too much, pastor can recognize this person, you'll be in the evangelism. Because you have to go, when you go out, you can talk to people. Some people are very easy to connect with people. They have that capacity, that value, but find your purpose for the value that you carry. Number 2, find the people that have a problem. Find the people that needs a solution to the value that you carry. Because most of the time, we are around people, we are around wrong people. You talk too much, and you are around people who are keeping quiet, or they are in a quiet mood. You are in the wrong place. Who are the people that need solution to what you carry? That is the people. Number 3, find the problem that those people have. In the place of work, let me quickly say this. I'm trying to balance business and career now. In the place of work, don't do what you are asked to do on your JD. Do more than what you are asked to do. Because you are employed to do ABCD. If you do ABCD, you will get ABCD. That's what I promise you. That is it. On your JD, we are employing you for this job, and this job will do these things, right? So as you are coming in, you do these things. But you know what? If they are looking for who to promote, not those who are doing what they are asked to do. There are people that are doing more than what they are asked to do, because your capacity is showing that, no, I know more. Don't say, and I'll not kill myself. I want to do what they asked me to do. I will go home when it's 5 o'clock. I close 5 o'clock. You will not get promotion. Promotion is not for normal people. It's for abnormal, who are doing more than what they are asked to do. And you know what? When you do that, you are increasing capacity. You are increasing capacity for the next level, which is higher than where you are. I don't want to tell you so much story about a guy who was just a youth service guy who was working in the company, and then always staying back in the office. So when the manager, when the CEO, I'll just quickly say, when the CEO around 5, 6 o'clock, you know that for those who are CEO, that's the time when we sit down in the office and do extra when other people have gone home. I say, who is there? He said, I'm there, sir. Who is that? Copper. Copper. What are you doing? I'm around, sir. Okay, we'll call the guy. Look at this one. Look at this proposal. Let's do this together. And then the guy will go home around 8 o'clock. So the next day will say, what happened? You didn't go yesterday. I see, I was home. They will say, you are a fool. Just a young boy. You're wasting your time to go home and sleep or have fun. Then another day, he must say, who is there? Around 7 o'clock. He said, the copper. Copper, come around. To cut a long story short, they did a proposal together and they submitted. And the man traveled out of the country. So there was something to defend. So they called the company to come and defend that project. And then they called the boss. The boss was out of the country. He said, who can do this thing now? He said, get the copper. So which copper? He said, how will copper? He said, copper knew how we put this thing together. Get the copper. I said, well, so even the senior people were like, which copper? What? Started the project. But you know what? Because the copper was part of it. He was a young boy, but he was staying longer. He was doing more than a copper's job. And then he went for the presentation. They got the job. Do you know? They made him a co-shareholder of the company, from a copper to a co-owner of organization. Why? He stayed longer. He did more than a copper. He did more. So whatever job you are given, don't do what's on the JD. Do the JD and do the DD. Do more than. Let it be your lifestyle. Let it be, I don't just do this, I do more. Because those who do more, they will be given more responsibilities. And as you give them more responsibility, as you get it done, you get more opportunity. And more opportunity come with more rewards beyond your imagination. Are we getting something? The next one is, I'm trying to say, package yourself or package the product. People don't buy product, they buy package. What do I mean by this? Many times America is a different culture, I know that. But you see, the way you present yourself is the way they will address you. The way you look determines what you hook. The way you arrange yourself determines what they arrange for you. I've been in some places that just dressing well, they call me to the I was not the person that was supposed to call to the table. But as I was coming in, they thought I was the guest speaker. I was just a normal person, right? But I was not normal. In my mind, I package myself well. I carry myself well. I think about where I'm going to because I don't know what will happen. So a guy was going for an interview in BBC, UK. So he dressed well. He was going for a normal interview. So it was supposed to be, how are you? Want to get a job and all that. So he was going for that interview, you know what I'm saying? Getting a job as a BBC staff. So as he was coming in, they expected one CEO to be on BBC live interview, to an interview. This live interview was to broadcast to the whole of the UK. They are also expecting a young boy or young person to come for interview to be a staff of BBC. So as the guy was coming, he said, "Are you for the interview?" He said, "Yes." They took, because of the way he was dressing, because of the way he was looking good. The shoe was shining. I know we don't wear shoe here, but when we get outside, when we wear shoe, your shoe must not be dusty. It's an abomination for your shoe to be dusty, and then you are just you look unkept. Or you are. I mean, this summertime, your armpit is everywhere is looking that you are dirty. These things. Thank you, sir. These things are terrible things. So let me finish my story. So as the guy was coming in, they took the guy straight. You know, there are so many ways to get to the main studio. And it was live. So they brought the guy. I said, "Welcome for the interview." He said, "Yes." The guy didn't know that it was live interview. So they brought him down. They brought him on the table, and the guy saw camera. So he thought they were just interviewing him normally, and started to speak. The whole of UK was watching this guy. So, wow, who is this guy? Do you know, they have no choice. They made him a senior director. Number 2, he got another job. He got jobs just because he was addressing the question now. Don't just go for package, also have capacity. Because I know our people can also look very good, and when they check your inside, you are empty. No. Prepare the within, look without. And that's why the Bible says God does not look at the outside. But that does not say God does not see the outside. Didn't say that. He does not look just that alone. He checks within. Therefore, if you must be ready for the next level, package your in and package your without. Are we learning something? The next one is platform. Where do I put my products? Where do I put this, my skill, so that people that can see me should see me? They call something office politics. Office politics is playing in the midst of people that want to see you who make decisions. So if you don't know how to position yourself, you might be hard worker and yet nobody is seeing you. You might be doing good and nobody is seeing you. Why? Because you are not well positioned. So there's a place of platform. So for business also, there's a place of social media, there's a place of internet, there's some website. Some of you, if they Google your name, what will appear? Facebook. Or do you mean somebody's name? That means you didn't exist. You must have what is called personal website. Personal or page where you tell us a bit about yourself. And somebody is looking or say your name, they should be able to Google or find you somewhere, what you do, who yourself, and then your ideology or something like that. Even for people who are in career, you must know how to position yourself in a way that when they are looking for you, they can find you without disrupting the organization flow, presentation and pricing. Now, the way you present, let me know my time. When is 5 minutes away? Because I can continue like this. The way you present yourself determines the way you are accepted. And let me quickly say this. For those who are going for interview, for those who are going for selling something, you want to sell a house, you want to sell something, you want to talk to somebody, the first 60 seconds, people decide if they like you or they hate you. 60 seconds. You have all the anointing all upon your head, you have the mantle, you have something on your body, but you know what? The way you appear, if you don't look good or look acceptable, you have something that's dropped. Therefore, looking good is part of the program of positioning your value. Right? So, what am I trying to say? Presentation, number 2, is the way you speak. Communication skill is key for career, is key for business. I look at the way our CMC presented, talked about, realtor business. I feel like just going and get a form and go and do that. I buy from you. But you see what? Some people know the same thing that she knows. They can't communicate it. It's a problem. Some people know so much than her, they cannot communicate it. Therefore, communication skill is a key. How do I communicate? How do I present? If you have to use PowerPoint, how do I do? And then today's world, you don't even need all the PowerPoint. You can use AI. You can use Google LM to do, just give the idea, create the slide for you. I know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is presentation is key. The final one is pricing. Pricing is according to the perception of the person who is paying. Let me warn you. Anywhere you see price, don't be afraid. Somebody just gave you a perception. Do you buy into that perception or not? Therefore, are you also perceived costly or you are perceived low? Some of us, the way we present ourselves, we present any amount. You have already told us you are in the general market. My coaching deal is expensive, but I don't call it expensive because I know the value you will get out of it, right? So when I tell you, say, it's expensive, I know you are not my market, right? I know you are still at the level of the mass. Go and get the mass people. But if you get a customized session with me, you will see the result. I've already separated myself in the market. Pricing. So pricing is what is the person thinking about you? Your brand, your name, your credibility, what other people say about you. And that's why you see in America, they say, oh, this person also uses this product. They will never do anything without telling you, giving you what other people have said about that product. That is giving you hype to say this product is not just for general, it's something very expensive. So the question is, who is talking about you? Okay. Who is saying something about you? And who is positioning you in the right direction? So in the final wrap, how do I increase my capacity? Say I have 5 minutes right now. Number one, you need to increase your KSA. KSA does not mean King Sunny Ade, for those who are used to yeah. KSA means knowledge, skills, and attitude. Knowledge means you need to know something deep and know something broad. In your area of expertise, you have to know like a cross, deep this way, horizontal and vertical. What is that thing that you need to know in and out? You must know that thing very well. Number two, skill. What is that skill that you can do with your hands, with your mind, with your heart, and you can do without no efforts and master? Just like Sayem presented today, there must be a skill around it. Skill. The next one is attitude and mindset. Many of us, we have good knowledge. We have good skill, but we have wrong attitude. You are going backward. Because your attitude determines your attitude in life, either in career or in business. When you don't have the right attitude, no matter how much skill or certificate you have, you will never grow up in that dimension. And what attitude and mindset I'm talking about? Your mindset about yourself. Who are you? What did God say you are? That's who you are. Number two, your mindset about meaning of things. Your mindset about money. How do you see money? I don't want to go there. I mean, so much. And the final one is your spiritual capacity. And that's where I will now finalize it. There is something upon this altar that can create idea for your next business. I'm a product of, I was born a Muslim, so don't think I was born in a church. I was born a Muslim. But there's something between Christianity and Islam that differentiates. It is called the revelational dimension of the scripture. It's not in the Quran. Quran is for recitation and then saying it, and then they will give you a certificate for reciting the language, and they will clap for you, and they will kill ram because you know how to speak somebody's language very fluently. In fact, the more fluent you are, the more clap you have. But in Christianity, the more knowledge of God you have, change your dimension. So what do you enjoy here? Number one, you enjoy prayer. Sometimes you need to pray. You need to shut yourself down and pray and say, God, give me the next idea to my promotion. And I love what Saleh do this. You do Igbele here, right? I don't know if they do in America. Where you shut down, say, no, nothing. I want to stay back. Cut off from food, cut off from everything, and say, God. And by the time you are done, it can be released to you, the solution that America is looking for. That can be a game changer. Number two is prophecy. When they give prophecy in church, which I know happens there, you can pick up something for the next future. Prophecy can become a product that can take to the market. Prophecy can become something you can become a value you can take to the bank. The final one is biblical principle. What are the principles you see in the Bible that worked? You can follow it. Because if it had worked before in the Bible, it can work anywhere. Why? Because the scripture is one. The answer is one. If you are tired, what are the principles? If you want to be wealthy, what are the principles? If you want harvest, what are the principles? And everything you are going through in life has a base in the scripture. So the question is, are you seeing the principle? Are you getting enough prayers? Are you getting prophecy? Those can also become capacity that will help you to increase your value. Thank you very much. I can keep on and on and on and on. Just keep quiet. Any question? Thank you. So I can take it up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Remy. God bless you for that. Well, I think your mind should be start thinking of how do I get there now. Like I said before, when we're doing brainstorming, your friends, your circle, your network determine your net worth. Trust me, if you're with the wrong people, you'll be limited at that particular place. And there's something that he said that I think I need to work on by myself, you know. He said, when you can talk, look for what that your talk will do for you. I used to be shy, but I became a talkative. Now I'm trying to be shy again. I need to find a purpose in my talking. Amen. I used to do a lot of MC work. I anchor a lot of events, but I became shy again. But church is bringing me outside back now. Okay? Go and minister. And at that point, I have no choice. I have to be outside, but you know, it depends on what kind of outside you want to be. Italawa outside is there, church outside. So it's all about identifying yourself. And I'm glad he spoke about this because even the younger ones here will start trying to discover themselves. What do I said something about iShowSpeed earlier. What is iShowSpeed doing? Komasare kiri. Only moto, only ibon. He pursue anything. But his net worth is how did he get to that point? He converted what he has to what? To money. Look, I wrote all your points down. Don't worry. You see when you start seeing me tomorrow, you see what I'm doing. You understand? Packaging, branding, presentation, platforms. If you don't understand what you're doing, you just be in a circle. I think I have the idea. But what has the idea generated for you? So let us please pick all these points and use them accordingly. That's a very good one. Please give it up for Mr. Remy Dairo one more time. So I'll take 2 or 3 questions from us before I call on the next speaker. So, Mr. Bode.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, sir, thank you for the presentation. I just want to pick your idea on something. So, assuming you are interviewing someone for a job, you've posted a job and you said the salary for this, let's say it's a minimum of $10 and maximum of $20. And for you to qualify for $20, you definitely must have maybe 20 years of industry experience, blah, 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 blah. And somebody applied for that job, and he had 15 years of experience, not even 20. And you scheduled him for a job interview. And after the interview, he did well. And after the whole thing, and you got to salary, and he said, oh, I want $25. And you're like, I'm just trying to get back to the point you mentioned about pricing and what you talk about going vertical and horizontal, knowing deep. So, and he's telling you that, oh, I want $25. He has done the interview. On technical ground, he's good, he's sound, he knows what he's doing, he knows his onions very well. So you, as an interviewer, what will you do? Or what kind of question are you going to ask? Like, oh, why do you want that $25? What will be your response that you'll be looking forward to as a conviction for you to give that person that job? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So I understand that, and I will just give an example of what happened to me. I went somewhere to work. Should I use America? Let me use America. So I went somewhere to work, but I couldn't use my certificate. I couldn't use my certificate to prove to them that I worth that. And then they were giving me they wanted to give me the price that give everybody that come there on a mass level. But I know I have more than what they were asking for rather. Then I said, I want to say, no, if you they said they don't care about your certificate in Nigeria and all that. But you know what? I began to prove. It didn't take time. The man called me. I became a manager. I became a co-manager. So in that situation, tell the person to prove it. You don't tell me you watch this. Right? Give them a monetary time, or what do you call it? Give them a particular time. 6 months, probation, I think. Probation. 6 months, 3 months. That's what probation. Okay, yeah, you watch this. Prove it. But we are on 6 months, we are on 3 months. You will see the KPI to show if you want that amount. Most of the time, so you can also flip to the other side and say, what about if somebody is pricing you low? Tell them, I'll take it, but I'll prove to you that I'm more than this. You prove it. It is not by what you say. Don't say, my level is $100. No. Nobody cares about that. Oh, I have this certificate. I went to Harvard. Welcome. Well done. In fact, today, they don't appreciate papers no more. Right? Let us see what you're worth. But if you prove it, then why not? Because every organization is looking for who can deliver results. You are happy because you can go and sleep that this person can handle it. But in the case that you said, I watch it and they give you $25, and at the end of the day, and so that means you have cheated us because we believe you. Therefore, we believe you. Prove it. Thank you. Any other question? Okay.
You talked about value, and value has a lot of industrial in it. I'm trying to see I personally have two questions for you. I'm trying to see how you define value in a business, because value can mean a lot what you're doing. And the other question is, how do you decide to, in a business, how do you waste your time on that? How does your time work in value using it in business?
Very technical question. I love it. So value is, in any business, what the other person determine as value you want to receive. How do I say this? If I come here and say, I ask you to come and talk, I talked for 15 minutes, but that is nonsense. That is valueless. Why? Because you don't determine that as value. Therefore, when you are going to the market, not what you think as value, what exactly is the market expecting as value is what you give to them. So if you're an engineer, what is the value for engineer going to the market? He must be able to do what? Who's an engineer here? Build something, right? If you're a computer scientist or a computer, realtor, what's the value for a realtor? Is to do what? Sell, buy, and give you a better deal. That's it. So if I'm just suggesting now, if she doesn't give me that, that is not value. And I will tell you what happened in American, calls. So they call me insurance. Hello. I said, don't stop calling me. They said, I will give you insurance. I said, okay, what exactly? What you told me is not what I want. Can you drop this call? They keep calling because they thought they are giving value. No value. You are making noise. They keep calling you. This market space. I've called you before. Market space. I said, what you are saying? It doesn't solve my problem. I said, this is my problem. They said, no. And you know what? They have a script. Have you ever seen them reading the script? I said, well, somebody said this thing now. I said, keep quiet. So, value is not what you are giving. Value is what the person is receiving. Therefore, when customers are evaluating your market, don't say, no, we are doing well. You are not doing well. What feedback other people give is the actual feedback you should work on. What people say about you is more important to change than what you say. I don't care. Care if you are thinking about value. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, the second one is what was it? How do you just time? If you do time thing today, we can do it for you. I'm a time expert, right? So time is value. Our life, so I'll bring spirituality to it now. Before we were born, we are in eternity. Immediately we enter the earth, time starts counting. When we die, we enter eternity. So eternity, time, eternity, right? So your life is timed. As you breathe in and breathe out, you are using time. As you are growing younger, actually I'm still looking good. Time is going, right? So what you need to do is to know that this air that you are taking in is being paid for in hospital. It's value. God gave us this air to breathe in, breathe out. Value, heavy value. Because some people are buying, I don't know how much they sell oxygen in the hospital. Therefore, that is time, if you can calculate that. So how do you know your time? Look at how much you are making in a month. Divide it by how many days in a month. Divide it by how many hours in a day. Divide it by how many seconds in that day. That is the exact value that you are now. Because it shows that your value is what we are paying for. Okay, if they pay this amount, then let me check my value per time. You can divide. But I'm not saying that is exactly your value. But that's exactly what you are getting now. How do I increase it? Therefore, increase what goes into your time. So one of my, and I'll tell you for the generation, one of the greatest problems of this generation is social media. They spend time. I fight my son. I say, is it only Instagram and TikTok? And they say, we are making money there. Okay, it's good. If you are making money there, good. That means you are using time to get content, put content to make money. That is valuable. But if you are just strolling, you are eating into your time and you are adding no value. At the end of the day, it's equal to zero. Therefore, let every of your time be what can I do or what am I doing? So in our own generation, we read books, we read PDF, we check other sites, we look at things. But in this generation, they do content. They do content. So that means the time that other people are joking around, can you be doing content? I'm just saying that. Now, if you also, and I tell my son, if you are a reader, you will have edge against your colleague. If you are a thinker in your generation, you have edge against your colleague because the highest person who made money online doesn't do any reading. He just do rubbish. That's the generation. The highest person that made money in TikTok in Nigeria, Pella, does not even know how to speak English. And is one that made the highest money. You can see the power of... So in your generation, people can become a billionaire faster than our generation. Because you don't need to read anything. Just be doing rubbish. But the doing of rubbish, I'm telling you, the doing of rubbish is... Imagine your rubbish is now packaged in value. That both our generation and your generation are now fixing eyes. Now let me quickly teach you something. There's something called currency. Currency of the nation is attention. So either they are paying attention to you online, they are paying, or they are paying attention through their time. So in their generation, people pay attention to watch Pella. As you are watching Pella, they are paying him for eyeballs attention. But in our generation, you work hard, right? So what you now need to do is to say, how can people pay attention? Either they pay attention or they pay money for my time. So what do you do with your time to pay people to pay attention on you or to pay money on you? That's how you use your time more profitably. Thank you. I can go on and on and on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. A round of applause now. Is it because they say I can do rubbish and make money? I said it when we were doing brainstorming, right? About social media, Pella, ISO, speed, and this generation. Trust me, myself, I want to go and learn content creation. Because the power in that thing is, you can't measure it. The money there, a banker, if an engineer go my labor, imagine pay somebody 100 million in a month for doing what? Rubbish. So like, that's a very good one. And I'm going to add something to what Mr. Remy just said. One thing that really keyed into me, which I mentioned earlier, is this. Be loaded. I tell you something that is a fact today. And I told the younger ones, if you go anywhere and your peers are talking, the fact that you have something to contribute makes you exceptional. But they are talking, all you can do is, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Say something now. Yes, sir. Everything is okay. No, contribute. But trust me, like he said, be overloaded. If they are talking, you can contribute. You become an asset. But if they are talking and you have nothing to offer, you are a liability. Trust me, it might be little, but it goes a long way. So whoever is listening, whatever we can do to make ourselves better, let's try. No knowledge, like Mommy said earlier, no knowledge is what? A waste. You have heard about Sister Yemi now. You don't have to be a real estate agent tomorrow morning. It might be in the next 3 years. It might be in 5 years that you become a realtor. But at that point, you know what you need to use as a realtor to be successful. Thank you very much, Mr. Remy. God bless us. Any question? Okay, Mr. Eumi.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. I just have one quick question. So, let's say you are thinking to dive into a business, right? And there are several nuances to different businesses, right? What are like the 3 core advices that you give a person who's thinking to dive into a business where there's a lot of competition and there's a lot of other factors to involved in it? But what are like the 3 core advice that you're gonna give that person that's starting up a business? Yeah, that's everything.
No, I'll get used to it. All right, so let me quickly disabuse your mind on this thing. There's no competition in life. No. The mindset of competition will make you to struggle. You are your edge. If you are doing the same business, I can be the jumping around person. You are not the jumping around. That's already a distinction. So the first thing to do in business is, what business am I going into? Do your research. Do your research. Research is key. A woman came to me in Kerry. He said, Coach, sorry, I want to start a business. I said, what kind of business? He said, because we are doing contribution at Joe, right? And he said that she will have $25,000 in June. I said, okay, that's a good one. He said, hey, I see that they are doing. I said they are doing washatera around my area. I want to also. I said, is it because you see they do washatera? Okay. He said, what about cleaning cars? I said, you are just speaking things because you are having money in a few months. You don't even know what you want to do. He said, okay, by the time we do, I said, Nigerians will come. I said, who are the Nigerians that will come? He said, okay, I'm thinking of maybe I should buy a car for Turo. She was just saying things. That money is gone. That money is gone. So the first thing is, it's not money first. It is idea and knowing exactly what. So go deeper to do research, which I was telling her. What are the apartments in that area? Do research. Who are the homeowners? Are they more single? Do they have washing machine in their areas? This one, that one. Are they more black people or white people around that side? Do your basic research before you go into business. It is key. So number 2, check your interest or passion. Can you drive it or you be tired? Me, I can't do except my money. I don't like counting except my own money. I don't like say, okay, balance this account, count this money, and put this. If I start that business, it will close down the second day. So find out what exactly is that thing that you know that even if you are not making money immediately, you can still go on. Because business have all its ups and downs. But you know what? If you are interested in that thing, you will drive it through. That is a place of passion. But sometimes, because we also feel people who have said passion does not matter. You can also find people, you can also employ somebody who is passionate. So if you have enough money and say, well, I don't like counting money, I don't like doing accounting, but I can get an accountant, I will pay. So at that level, I can have an accounting firm with an accountant I'm paying. But I will not be the one to come and drive accounting firm. You get what I'm saying? Right? So you must also find who will drive. Can I drive? If I can drive, do I love to drive? Number 3 is to say, who are the people that will join me in this thing? Now, join me does not mean they have to be on the business with you. I might need somebody, a realtor. I have Sayemisi. She might not be inside the business, but I have somebody I'm talking to. So they are a bit of advisors outside my business. I need a lawyer. I have so and so person. Oh, I need a prayer partner. I have pastor. You know, you have to have a list of your back-end people who are supporting you back-end. Oh, I need strategy. I have Femi. So you have people like that. So this is my business. They might not be on board immediately, right? But they are the one. Because I'm talking about small business. Of course, I'm Femi taught us about how to bring them on board and have board, right? But I'm saying now that you have a kind of a board, an informal board that are good in different areas. Law, immigration, we want to buy a house. So I have friends like that who are my advisor. And as you are going on, you can now begin to now say, I want to bring you in and say, let us be together. Because some of us were afraid and they'll talk about my business. If I bring all of these people, I'll make sure. But you can have them as advisor. They are not part of stakeholder of the business. Don't do any business alone with your small brain. Your brain is too small to carry that long vision business. Except you are selling Zobo. Even if it's Zobo, you need somebody to buy from you. Do you get my idea? So I think I've answered that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for that. That's a nice one. So, okay, where are we? I know information is going to keep coming in, and today is very, very loaded. So it's going to have a lot of information to sink in. So, like my housekeeping, when I started, I will take 2 questions after each section because we have about 3 more speakers. But I'll give Wulianu the floor. Please, Mr. Remy, just quick response. You can stay this side, okay? Just quick response.
Okay, sir. In as much as I don't want to be a killjoy or an agent of discouragement, you said something about you doing more. to get a better reward, just to make you stand out. Like I'm in the healthcare, industry. And when I was working, I actually stood out because they were like, when Anu gets there, she's going to take care of this. Then I got my shoulder injured. I just got the x-ray this night. I have an inflamed tendon. And my job is not doing anything about it. I've been home for like a month now. And they're like, just let us know when you get better. So is that supposed to diminish or deplete my value?
So, thank you. So, when we are doing more, and that's a very important one, let's also check our health. Let's check how far we can go more. Right? Because I'm also a person who talks about sustainable productivity. Like what happened to you now, your productivity cannot be sustained because you have that injury. So, what we'll do is make sure that as you are doing more is not even adding more. It's just to think more, provide more solutions. It's not asserting more energy more, right? It's because I was demonstrating this. It could be you are writing reports, you are observing things. It is not part of your work, but we are observing this thing. This one needs to be worked on. You are not running around. It can be doing more through your brain. It is not doing more through jumping around. They are seeing you from pillar to pole. No. Sometimes that can be eye service. Some people cannot be jumping around, so that they can say, they are really working. And those who do that, will quickly see them that they are doing eye service. Immediately the boss is not around, they will not do anything. Therefore, let your doing more be aligning more with what your brain is thinking. Number two, how your body begin to. I'm sure before your body got to that level, it was warning you, and you are still doing more. When your body gives you warning or signal, pause, relax, and be yourself. Nobody will kill you if you don't do more. But I'm just saying, do and don't wound yourself. At the end of the day, it will not stop you from achieving more. I wish you soonest recovery, but please use your brain when you are doing more. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, speedily I'll be going to the next speaker so we can maximize our time. Mr. Anthony just stepped out. That's going to be my next speaker. So he's a financial expert. And let's give a round of applause to the shepherd for giving us that atmosphere. So he is an agent with New York Life Insurance Company. He's a financial service professional. So he will just, briefly talk to us in the next 10 minutes about financial services and financial protection. So join me as I welcome Mr. Anthony Agu to the floor. Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Agu. Thank you, Pastor Tatis, for inviting me here. I'm glad to be here. Briefly, I am Anthony Agu. Many years as a school teacher in Houston HISD before I left teaching and went into this financial planning. It has become like a passionate for me. Things happen in my life that brought this to me. I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to do this. Something's happened. And I looked at what we have here, financial. Say it again. Can you say it again? And I said that to make a point that a plan today for tomorrow. You don't plan tomorrow for tomorrow. You plan today for what? Tomorrow. I have 2 boys and a wife. I don't want, if I went to bed tonight, if I don't wake up the next morning, I want them to be at peace, knowing that they have a house to live, knowing that my wife will cry, my boss will cry, but I want them to move on after crying. So I started planning today, not what? Tomorrow. Because I don't know the day the Lord will call me what? Home. It can happen today. It can happen tomorrow. And I said it again, a plan today for what? Tomorrow. There are other things we plan for. I am 69 years old. I'm still working, and we talk about it every time. Because I didn't plan for retirement. Many of you know we came here at old age. 40, 50 years old when we came here. We didn't plan for retirement. And that's why many of us are still what? Working today. If I've known what I know today, I should have started planning long time ago. Again, we plan today for tomorrow. I have what's passionate to me is legacy. Legacy. We don't think about it because as Africans, we say to ourselves, I've done my own best, let him handle it. Talking about the kids, let them struggle, let them deal with it. But Americans, they plan for what? Legacy. To me, for some reason, it's very important to me. If I'm not here, my kids, my grandkids will have something going forward. You plan it today, not tomorrow. You start planning early. Another thing we plan for is, believe it or not, long-term care. Some of us are young. We're going to get old sometime. I have a brother, my junior brother. He had a stroke some years ago. He is at where? Facility. If he had planned, he would be at home with his wife and 4 children. But his wife cannot handle him because the stroke was bad. Again, we don't think about it as Nigerians, but Americans have what they call long-term care. I know somebody who is in medical area, know what I'm talking about. We are lucky, we are blessed. We don't worry about it these days. But sometime we get older, most of us don't want to be at nursing home. But I tell you what, our children may not be able to handle us. Or, we don't think about it. Again, that's what I call plan today for tomorrow. Some of us might not need long-term care. Some of us might need it. But as we get older, I submit to you, out of 1,000 people, 10 are going to need it. And I've seen people waste their savings because of long-term care. Those are the things that we plan for today, for tomorrow. But let me stay with protection of the family. That's something that's important to me. Again, I get emotional when I talk about families because some of us, personally, let me share this with you, have to do IV something to get kids. So when you've been through that, you can understand where I'm coming from. So my children become nothing. My wife, you cannot get anywhere. My wife is so close to the kids because of what she went through. So it becomes something personal, something passionate that we want to make sure that if we are not here, the kids will be fine. They will have a house to live in. They don't have to do waykeeping. I'm an Igbo guy. You know what we do every Saturday? Waykeeping. It gets to the annoying. Every Saturday, somebody on you what's up, inviting you for waykeeping. When we should have planned for it. You don't have to leave 100,000 for your you don't have to leave 100 million. You can leave 20,000, 10,000, 50. What if you can have? It's better than nothing. In America, people still keep passing plates for funeral. To me, it doesn't make sense to me. We can always plan. Again, you don't have to leave 100 million. Some of us have children. I see some of the children here. Very soon, some of them will start going to college. Where would the school fees come from? You know why? We didn't plan for it. That's what we call 529, college funding. People plan here. once you have your child 2 months old, you started putting money away for college. You'd have to put 100,000, you'd have to put million. You could put according to your income, but put something away. Again, we call it planning today for tomorrow. When that kid or that child came, you know he's going to go to college. He's going to go to college. I was talking to one of my cousin about this thing. He has a child. He doesn't have the money. I'm looking at him. Back home in my village, this guy has a big house. He just finished building the house. He barely go home, but he has a big house. But he's telling me that he doesn't have money to prepare for the kids' college. I laughed at him. I didn't want to, so that's his life. But he has a big house in my village. He had a car parked in the village. Yes. He has a car parked in the village. And he has what do you call that? Security person, the guard in this house. And I said that to make a point that my wife used to tell me that you make time for what's important to you. If I'm important to you, make time for me. I'm just playing now. So if that kid is important to you, you put money away for that child. To him, the house is important to him. And that's why he was able to build this house and send the car home to park in this house. And how often does he go home? Once in a year. How long to spend in Nigeria? 2 weeks. And my brother here, pastor, knows this person, knows the brother to this person. So I'm going to stop because I know I'm going to have some questions. I don't want to take your time. But if I can bring back my teacher's 10, again, I was a teacher for 27 years, HIS did. And I have this habit. Before I was hired, they told me you talk funny, you have an accent. And I said to the man that hired me, I'm going to repeat myself more than 3 times so you can understand me. So I still do that even up to today. I'm going to repeat myself again here. I want you to take something away today. Prepare today for tomorrow. If I never said anything to you, prepare today for tomorrow. There's no way, we're going to die one day. Let's not even play with it. If you don't pay for it today, somebody else will pay for it. It might be your children or your community. In our area, when Sammy called me today, I was asleep because I went to wakekeeping yesterday night. There's wakekeeping every day in Houston. People that die, people asking for money. And some of these people make good money. So, please, if you don't take anything from me, prepare today for tomorrow. There's no way around it. When it comes to life insurance, I do life insurance. As a matter of fact, I do for young people like him. Some of you here, you have a job, you're making an income. You can do what we call Roth IRA. That is taking money away, put it away for your retirement. That's your own personal retirement then. If you have a business, like my brother here, Simon, put money away every month towards your retirement. That's your money. So that you can have a peace of mind when you get to that age. So you can become financially what? Dependent. Liberation. Life insurance is not something that some of us those people that are alive deal with it. When you're gone, you're gone. You don't know what's going on in America. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to stop for right now. I know you're going to have some questions for me. So I will take questions.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. That's a nice one. Like he said, he repeated himself several times, and I'm going to repeat it again. Prepare yourself for. We are not here. I don't like that. Prepare today for. Somebody's not talking. Only grandma that attend the. Amen. That's a very big one. And I love the example you made about somebody who built a mansion in Nigeria. He shipped a car to Nigeria, and they travel to Nigeria once in a year. That house will diminish. He will renovate with another 100 million every year. And the child does not have money for college. Setting himself for what I don't know. I will not say anything. Do we have any question for Mr. Anthony? Yes, Mr. Buddy.
Sir, so what would you advise between whole life insurance or term insurance?
Very nice question. It depends your situation. Say, for example, somebody that took a loan for real estate, $1 million. This guy is from Pakistan. He came to me. He just won. The bank told him that before they could give him the loan, he has to get the life insurance, $1 million, in case something happened to him. So in this case, he needed just that $1 million. And that's what I did for him. Say, for example, also, he bought a house. He had little kids. And he said to himself, I don't want the children, my wife, not to be in this house if something were to happen to me. I'm going to get 20-year term or 30-year term. If I die today, my children will be in this house. You can do that term. Okay, that's exactly my point. But most people, all of us need permanent. Because the term going to end. Just like you live in an apartment complex. You sign a lease. 5-year lease, 10-year lease. At the end of the lease, guess what happened? You move on. But life insurance, permanent life insurance, is a permanent. Because when we get at 99, whatever, we're going to go one day. I don't want something where you don't have life insurance. There's a man that came to me. He played football, U.S., an American man, 79 years old. He wants to get insurance. Guess what? The premium was so high, he couldn't afford it. Guess what happened? He didn't plan on time. He's 79 years old. He played football. He gets retirement from NFL. But retirement will end as soon as he dies. That's the end of it. His wife will not get retirement. Because some retirement are structured that if I die, my wife will get continued retirement. But in this case, if he dies, that's the end of the retirement. And he has a wife. And he's worried. What will happen to me? He's 79 years old man. So what's my point? He waited too late. And we call that cost of waiting. The longer you wait, it becomes so expensive. You can't afford it. So as a matter of fact, Mr. Brother, he knows that. If you have a baby today, 4 months old, I'm in your house. Let's do something now. At that time is penny. You don't even feel it. But the longer you wait, the more it becomes expensive. Let me give you something about me, just personal. I have 2 boys. One of them took insurance when he was young. So when he went to college, he started acting like young kids. Okay? So he wanted to get more insurance because he smoked cigarettes, which wasn't supposed to do. So when they went to do another insurance, guess what happened to him? There was a nicotine in his bloodstream. The cost of insurance was so high, he couldn't afford it. Again, cost of waiting. So that's why it's good to do it earlier. Because some of our children, this is my own child. I'm not going to, I was upset at him. Why will he smoke cigarette? He go, Daddy, I was with my friends. What can he say? He's 27 years old, man. He can't slap him. He can't beat him up. But I said, don't do it next time. Kids. He's not a bad child, though, but you know what young people do. If you have a 27 years old. What can you tell him? You cannot whip him like he's a kid. So, and I say this to make a point that in this case, what I normally do for young people, 18 years old, get him term. Convert that term to permanent as he grows old. There's a situation where you need a term, there when you need permanent. But you have to get a term or a permanent. Term means temporarily. Don't let it stay there too long. Means temporarily. So get a permanent. Did I answer your question? Good.
Thank you very much. That's one. I have one more. Any other person? So before I invite, I'm going to invite the shepherd because he's also an insurance expert too. And there's a talk behind the scene for this insurance topic as a whole, which Olusha has been talking to me for over a year now about this insurance thing. So I think it will be a very good opportunity, even if it's 5 minutes, for Daddy to chip in something before we go to the next section while we are still on insurance in general. So, but before I step up, please, if you are just joining us and you've not scanned this barcode, please do so and follow the prompt accordingly. Yes, we have some first-timers amongst us. So if there's any first-timer among us, raise up your hand. So, Daddy, I'll invite you real quick to give us like a 5 minutes top-up on insurance. A round of applause for that. Is it because we see him every day? Because he's not wearing a suit.
Well, I have to thank the organizer of this event and those who work with him. This type of thing should be something we do regularly. To most of you, you may not know, I'm an insurance claim specialist. Insurance adjuster. What I'd like to talk about, I know some of our people, when they want to buy insurance, especially maybe they want to renew their tag or something, they will only buy for 1 month. As soon as they use it for the tag, they will cancel it. To do it, they will say it's too expensive. But to those who are close to me, I always tell them, if at all, at the least, liability. And once you get that liability, there is a way you can pad it to make it look like, to make it look comprehensive. See, I've seen so many people lose their cars just because they only have liability insurance. Till somebody ran into you and that person has no insurance. You are doomed. Nothing you can do. I had a case, a lady who was killed with 2 kids in the car. The Mexican who drove that trailer didn't have no insurance. I had a friend who lost his leg due to an accident. And the other driver who was at had no insurance. Guess what? My friend only had liability. And liability cannot do anything for you. They are only to pay in case you are the one who caused the accident. How can you make your liability to work for you? There is something we call uninsured, or the slash, uninsured slash underinsured. In other words, somebody ran into you and insurance. Your primary liability now becomes comprehensive now. So far you can prove that you are not the one at fault. Just because you added that thing to it called uninsured slash underinsured. And you might have a case again that if that person has insurance and it was the one who caused the accident, maybe he has had previous accident in the past, maybe some people are unlucky, maybe 4 accidents in a row, for example. And the insurance company has already paid so much. In every policy, there is a limit. They will tell you 100,000, 250,000, as the case may be. Maybe they've paid over 300,000 within the policy period, and it came to your turn now, and you think, oh, the person has insurance, and you call them, you say, ma'am, sir, we are sorry. This person has already exhausted his policy limit. Your own primary insurance that you have, that was liability, you can go back to them and say, listen, somebody caused an accident or hit my car, and I'm trying to collect from them. They say the person is it does have insurance, but it's out of policy limit. Your primary liability can come in. They will pay what those people cannot pay. So adding this uninsured or underinsured motorists is only like maybe $1 a day, but many people don't know. When they go to the to the agent, what they are looking for is the minimum. Oh, I don't want to pay more than this, and they want to make money. Maybe they sell that one for you like $60 a month. Adding those two coverage I told you would not cost you more than $4. You'll be paying maybe 65, at the worst, maybe 70. Guess what? That little $10 or $8 you are paying more can save you a lot of headache. It is when people run into this problem and I ask them, what happened? Oh, I don't have any, I only have liability. What about the person who caused the accident? Oh, has no insurance. Let me see your own policy. I will see that they don't have it. What can they do? They are out of that car. Nothing. You cannot hold anybody responsible. But if you like, you can rent the car too. It's like $5. All these things we are talking about is less than 20. But if you go to insurance company and say, I want comprehensive that will cover everything, oh boy, it will be too much for you to handle monthly. Depending on your income, it might be too much. But staying with liability, you can pad it up to make it comprehensive, semi-comprehensive in case of calamity. We all pray that we don't have accident. But it does happen. Nobody prays for it, but it does happen. You are at the red light observing all protocols. And somebody who is careless just came and rear-ended you. What can you do? What can you do? It happens. You just have to move on. We will not be victim of a shout in Jesus' name. But this is America. You have to protect yourself. How do you protect yourself? Insurance. May the Lord protect us. Now, coming to claim. The first thing, I don't care if it's your neighbor, your friend, or your acquaintance, you had a brush or an accident. Make sure you take the picture. Number one. Because some people are not that honest. Maybe you only broke the small light. Before you know it, another accident might happen somewhere on that same day, or maybe a few days after. That's more than that light. Guess what? Just because you've assumed or you have already accepted that you are at fault, that accident that happened 3 days later, that he or she intentionally or that happened unknowingly or whatever, they will put it on you. Now, it's now your word against them. Oh, I only broke the light. They say, no, this is what was found. Do you have any evidence? The first thing is the photo. And show them, hey, an accident happened with my wife a while back. This man intentionally made sure he ran in our front. This thing was just another line on our own car. I already saw it. I took a picture. By the time, I know this man had the accident before. The mirror was broken, the fender was damaged. Then he started calling our insurance. Then they started the claim process. They called us. I said, listen. I showed them our own car. See this small line? How can this small line cause this much damage? Even the insurance company agreed with me that, are you sure this? That's the only dent we found. We had on our own car. And guess what? This man was an Ethiopian guy. He went and hired. I saw the ways they were giving that day because police didn't want to come. I told him, go. We will. And I'm glad that we did not even leave it like that. Before you know it, he went to a lawyer who happened to be a friend of mine. He didn't know. The guy now wrote insurance. They were going forth and back. And I called, once I saw the name of the lawyer, I now called the lawyer. I said, listen, this guy is messing with fire. We are not the one who caused this accident. Because I saw your name, that's why I called you. Then he said, he will come to my office. He came to my office. I showed him the picture of on my own phone. He said, this is the only accident you guys, only impact you guys sustained? I said, yes. How can this guy claim that we did all this? Then the guy said, this man must be stupid. That's how they dropped the case. If I did not take that picture, this guy will claim everything on us like we were the one who damaged his car. I'm sure he had that license from somewhere. But what are we saying? I don't care who that person is. Even if it's you that approach your gate, take the picture. Because something may happen later that picture will be of help. That's a little word of advice I have for now. There are some critical cases. When claim can get denied. If a claim is denied, that's not the final bus stop. They can write you that your claim is denied. If you know in your mind that you are right, believe me, there are steps that you can take to defeat that denial. Okay, you have a question, sir?
Yes. Thank you, sir. And we thank the organizer of this thing. I think we need more of this. Sir, concerning the liability becoming comprehensive, I think that is a very good thing I want to know more about.
Okay.
We have two cars. And because one is new, we put that on comprehensive. The other one is liability. Because we think it's an old car. Okay. So with that now, how can we go about it and making it to be more, to be good as comprehensive, like we are saying now? Then concerning the one that is comprehensive that we pay higher on it, is it possible to make it also in the same system so that the payment monthly will be reduced and see we still be having what we're supposed to get?
That's a good question. Actually, comprehensive is nothing. God forbid accident. They will pay for your own and pay for the other. If it is your fault, they will repair your car and will repair the other person's car. Liability, like I said, only cover the other person. But there's a way, what we are talking about, to increase that your liability to the point where it will cover you. What I usually do, I don't care how new that car is. Believe me, I'll go with liability. Unless if it's finance and the finance company says that you must carry comprehensive. Because of their money, they will not let you go without full coverage. But if the car is yours and it's already paid outrightly, believe me, I will advise you drop the to liability and put all those things we say under it. You can add rent a car, you can add uninsured and underinsured. A must. You can rent a car. You can add bodily injury if you want. Those things are, if you look at the comprehensive list, how they charge you, there is a charge for every of those coverage. They will say rent a car, $5 or $3. Bodily injury for 100,000, they might charge you $25. They will let you know how those charges accrue that the comprehensive payment is so high. But in case of liability, you can pick up any of those things that you need. It's like buying Subway. You want onion, you want pickle, You can load it the way you want. The more you put on it, then the higher the premium goes. So it's just a way of saving some money, liability versus comprehensive. Okay, what's your question?
Not a question really, Daddy. I just want to share a very personal testimony first, and also appreciate that Daddy brought this up today. So I know it's Olidari that knows about this. I think Daddy was still in Nigeria when this happened. So a few days to when the lady that Daddy mentioned died, my wife ran into a very terrible accident. That car was wiped, like totally totaled to the core. And this was caused by a guy that was drunk. She was going to work, and he ran a red light. He ran a red light, hit my wife, our car spun round, flew to the other side, hit 2 other people. So when we started the whole insurance thing, we discovered later on that the guy didn't have insurance. And through a lawyer, we're like, okay, no problem. But one good thing that I'm very, very thankful for is that I did not mind about money. Because when it comes to insurance, people look at it and be like, why would I be paying this much when I know I'm not planning for any foreseeable, issue and everything. But that day, I remember very clearly that I told the insurance person, put up whatever that is good, comprehensive, that I know. I don't know much about this, but make sure that it's good enough that if we run into an accident, it's going to be good. And I think that was the UI thing, because I later knew about it. So while going through it, our lawyer was like, this person doesn't have insurance and everything, but you know one thing, I want to check you guys' policy. Do you guys have so? I said, I don't know. Look at the policy and everything. Lawyer got back to us, say, you guys have this, you guys are good. But at first, when this accident happened, which is good to have comprehensive insurance, our insurance did not even talk about, they didn't even see anything else. They paid the remaining amount that is left on the car without even with no arguments. And when the whole issue came that, okay, the guy doesn't have insurance, how can we claim? Well, how are we going to get back? And that's where the lawyer said, oh, let me look at you guys' insurance. And good, she found out that there's UIUM. And for Daddy speaking about this, I totally don't know about it at all. It's a thing that you can decide to take out or add to it. It depends on what you want, but nobody will tell you this. So my own personal experience, what I've been telling people is, whatever you can add to ensuring that your car is safe on the road, because you can be good driving, but the next person, you don't know who the next person is. It can be a drunk person or someone that is just, out of their head and, get you into issues. So, Daddy, thank you for sharing this. And that's my own personal experience from this. In the fact that, thinking that, we are not going to get anything at all. We're not going to get anything from what happened because you guys don't have insurance, but not knowing that our insurance is well packed. From me just saying to the insurance person, just make sure it's fully loaded. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And some people may have a comprehensive package, and yet they leave rent a car out of it. Rent a car out of that package is nothing but $4 or $5. It's when something happens, that's when they find out, oh, they have no rental coverage. You will now be saying, and I have full coverage. Yeah, you have full coverage, but they left the rental car portion out of it. So go and check your coverage and make sure they add rent a car. It's nothing but $5 a month. When you do need it, that's when you will know that rent a car is not that cheap. I need the sir. Yes. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. And another thing I want to add, believe it or not, either we like it or not, there is a racist undertone in some of our policemen. Believe it. That's why I say the photo is very, very essential. Take the picture of the accident. Assuming I've seen a T-junction where everybody knew who was at fault. If that driver is a Mexican or a Spanish background and the police also a Mexican, before you know it, they will talk Spanish to each other. Blah, 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 blah. Before you know it, they will change the whole thing. Oh, yes. The man refused to give anybody ticket. They will say, well, I don't want to give anybody ticket. Just because he's trying to show favor. And guess what? When you don't have with nobody cited, your case becomes difficult to prove. Because they say that the police said no, they don't know who was at fault. And you have to have at fault for you to claim. So that is when the legal battle now begins. So what I advise people to do, God forbid any accident, okay, is immediately take the phone and get a copy of the scene right there on the phone. And if you can get 2 or 3 witnesses around, go and call them. Hey, or maybe somebody stopped by around that time. Please get the number. Ma'am, please, I know you cannot wait a police call. Give me your number. Give me your number. That number that you got is a strong defense. Because when it does go to litigation, they will ask you, okay, assuming police didn't give you that person a ticket, what proof do you have? You can now say, okay, call Miss Angela. It was there. Or call Mr. Obi. It was there. That means you have an edge over that driver. Because these police have seen it a lot. Something that is so glaring, they will cover it up. Especially if, where is our convener? So if a veteran is involved in an accident, and the policeman came and find out, maybe it's a fellow veteran, he find out that guy is a veteran, he would, believe me, they will corner you. It's on written code, they will corner you. They will just say, well, we won't give him a ticket, He will just tell you something, like, sir, I'm not here. When he can see what actually happened, he will say, well, I'm not here when it happened, so as a result, I'm not going to give anybody a ticket. And once they don't give you a ticket, your case is already, you can still fight it. Your case is shaking already. May the Lord continue to protect us.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause. Yes, don't worry. Now I know the trick now. As a veteran, let's leave insurance question for now. See me in camera. See me in camera. Or, sir, I'm an insurance agent. Yeah, I'm a licensed adjuster. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. If you want to be an adjuster, you want to be an insurance adjuster, in the form that you filled on the thing, the barcode, signify on there, we'll follow up with you and we'll direct you to the right channel. Don't just pay to an insurance person. You too can collect money and write policy for people, right? That's another occupation on its own. So see us in camera, and if you have questions, call me after the service and we'll talk about the question. Please, are you having fun so far? Are we learning? Sorry, our program is a little bit behind schedule, but I think we're making progress. Now I'm going to invite another great man to the podium, and this is a very practical session. It's very, very what? Practical. And I mean, not even this alone. The last 2 speakers are very practical. And I think we would love to listen to 2 of them. Because not everything is school in this part of the world. Not everything we do is what? School. Some people, like Mr. Remy said, is what you have that you can use to get what you want. Right? If you can talk, be a good talker and make money from it. If you can do craft, be a good craftsman and make money from it. So if I'm even doing dry cleaner and I'm making great money, and they don't go to school for dry cleaning services, but because they know how to press clothes, they are making money. Because they can what? Brand and package themselves. So now we're going to the skills aspect. We've been talking about education and all those things. Now let's talk a little bit about skills. What can you use your hand to do? And what you've been doing, what can you do to make it what? Better. Am I making sense? Are we ready for those sessions? So join me for this session that's called General Construction and Business Opportunities. Give a round of applause for Mr. Ibru Agbigbe. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presenter. And I welcome you all for this great occasion. And I know you will learn 1 or 2 things in this general construction job. Sometimes most people, they look at it at age, that I'm too old to do this kind of a job, and so on and so forth, that this job is meant for the young people. That is not the real things. The old people are even the people that even make more money on this business than the younger people. Because when you can get your license on a general contractor, you just have a little knowledge, you get your license, you bid for jobs. You can bid for a job of 500,000. You invite the professionals and tell them that, hey, I want to build a small kitchen here. How much is it going to cost me? Maybe it might not cost more than 30,000. And he said, okay, no problem. That 30,000 minus 500,000. We say that 30,000 is still too high. He's still looking for a cheaper one. So at the end of the day, he got somebody that will do the job, and he got the money. Who is making more money? Is it the person that did the job or the general contractor? So the general contractor. So the general construction that we are talking about, we have the electrical, the plumbing, carpentry, the HVAC. Other ones are the information technology, the garage door installer, painting, foundation, repairs, roofing, aluminum and glass doors, welding, architecture, etc., etc. So if we want to start from the electrical because of our time, so I will just go in brief on it. For you to become an electrician or electrical engineer, you must have a skill. It doesn't need to go to university to go and read a 4 or 5 years course to become an electrician. You can just go to maybe HCCT for a 6-month program, or you do internship. The internship is, as I'm doing the job, you are looking at what I'm doing. You don't mind any amount I will pay you. I can just tell you, hey, run this cable down there, connect black to black, red to red, blue to blue, or white to white. At the end of the day, you still go with a token of maybe $100 to $200 in a day. But by the time you have the scale, you know what you are doing, you can get the job on your own. You don't have to work under anybody to make millions of dollars. There are some jobs that you do within 1 week, you will have make the money. Somebody is going to the office every day, waking in the morning, passing through traffic. You have to go and clock in, clock out, even plus your time. Within 2 weeks, you make that money. Most time I normally pray that, if I can get to bathroom remodeling in a month, I'm okay. And that one can only take me two days. 2 days, I will remodel your bathroom to this new one we were talking about. If I can get 2 of it, plus little other jobs that you want to do, then you don't have any problem. We are talking about, because of the timing, I'm not going to go more details about it, but just know that electrical job, you can learn it through internship, or you go to the college to be certified. So if you go to the college, within 6 months, you get it, you work with the master electrician, you have your license. You can do whatever you want to do. Most people, if they want to do any job, want to hear that, electrician, their money is always very high. Meanwhile, the money that they want to charge you might just be a little token. But looking at that in alone, they are afraid already that this guy will charge me too high. The same thing with plumbing also. You want me to come and change a faucet for you, I charge you $100 just to change one faucet. It might not even take me up to 1 hour to do it. And yeah, if somebody has said, this amount is too much, I say, I'll go and do it by yourself now. If you can do it by yourself, then there's no point of calling me. I've seen many people that they try doing it on their own. You see leakages everywhere. Water will be leaking. They will not shut down the valve. Some does not even know where to even shut down the valve. So they will be calling. They want somebody now to come. And sometimes when you have your value, if somebody just call you that, hey, where are you? Start coming now. Then which means that by the time you jump on the road and start going, you'll be looking at maybe let me just give him for gas money, $20 or $30. But when you give the person time, that okay, I have a job I'm doing now, maybe the next 3 or 4 hours I will be done. So can you wait that time? Then he will be thinking of, I hope this guy is not going to charge me more than necessary. But sometimes they don't have any choice. They have to pay for it because you don't want the water to litter your house and mess up your house also. Also, we have the carpentry also. The carpentry is another big areas. Most people, if you don't have the skill for carpentry, you might not be able to perform very well, especially holding the tools for it. So the carpentry is the forming job, like this house now. For you to make a forming of this house, you have to get the right size of the wood that you need. Then you start the forming, the measurement and everything. So if you have the scale, within few hours, you can run from that place to that place. Most of these new house they are building now, it doesn't take months. If you see some people that say, okay, I have a land, I want to build a house there now, it's taking like 6 months. It's taking like 6 months because of this man that is here, this financial man here, because he refused to release the money. If the money is there, I tell you, within 2 weeks, you have a structure. We are talking about the church we are building here. If we have the money, within 3 months, we will build that church. Because the skilled workers are there, the money is there. Once the money is there, you get the material and the work will start. And so the carpentry have more role to play in all those constructions, because sometimes they do all those cabinetry, the kitchen cabinet, the furniture you are using, all those furniture that you are buying thousands of dollars. You might find that maybe someone that want to make it for you, everything might not cost you more than $200. But they will tell you that this couch, 3 roll of couch, maybe $2,500. Because the salesman wants to get his money and their commission also on it also. So, but you have the scale. I've seen some people that have that scale, and somebody want to sign a contract with them that 5 years contract. We'll be making this stuff. The contract is that we will be doing it for schools. Don't do it elsewhere. Because if you do it elsewhere, it's going to be a breach of contract. But for a start, I will be giving you like $40,000 every month. So if you have something like that, what are you going to make? Before somebody can hire you to be giving you about $40,000 every month. Do you know how much the person is going to be making? There's no how he will not make money more than you. At least maybe 70-30. Once you remove the material, money and everything is there, the gain, you share it. Sometimes the job we are talking about, it might not be everyday things. But 3 months, you might make what you will make 3 months within 1 week. you relax, you'll be looking for other contracts. In everywhere you can bid for contract also. And like the other spokesman said about dressing also. Sometimes if I want to go and look for a job now, I will not wear suit. Because if I should go and meet this woman now that you want to do something, now wearing a suit alone, that is what they will say, that this one will charge me too high. But when you dress casually, maybe with a little stain of paint on your clothes, and you hold one walkie-talkie or something like that, they'll say that this guy is an expert. And if you start analyzing how this thing will go, this thing will cost you like about 15,000. At the end of the day, you know Nigerian people, they like negotiating. So they can bring it down to like maybe about 12,000 or so. And you just have to say, okay, because of you, I will do the job. But if you want to do that job, if you are fast in doing it, if you have the right skill and the right people that will work with you, you can gain not less than $10,000 apart from material inside that particular job, and you are done. But if you don't know what you are doing, at the end of the day, you might make $20 every day. Because when you hire the wrong people, something that you are supposed to do within 2 days, you are spending 1 month in doing it. So by the time you share that money, you'll find out that at the end of the contract, you end up in getting like maybe $20 or $30 every day. Something that you are supposed to get almost like $700 to $1,000 in a day. So that is about the carpentry work. But the HVAC also is also part of the construction work. Like I said, I'm not going to go in details. Maybe if you want to do other one, I can generalize it and let you really understand how the different section is, like the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and so like that. Everybody know how HVAC work. We call it heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. This is their seasons now. You understand? So if you call them, they will just come and do one little things there and tell you that, hey, this is going to cost you like 1,500. They can even tell you that I'm even helping you because this thing is still under warranty. I can help you pull out the warranty, but you are still paying thousands of dollars. But if you have the knowledge and you really want to go use that one as a career, you make money. The guy that is servicing our AC here was a nurse. The guy was a nurse. He has done a nursing job for many years. But somebody introduced her, why not join me and doing this HVAC and so. I say, all those, this thing is going to be too hard, all this kind of a thing. But when he joined, the money is making for a whole year in nurse, within 1 month, is making it. He confessed that he didn't know that there's money in these things. So, most people, they neglect a construction job, going for nursing, blah, 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 like that. And I also have a friend that's into this IT stuff. What he needed is a repackaging and somebody and a mentor that can enlighten him how to collect projects. Most projects normally collect project from maybe church. He's a Redeem member. So most of the Redeem, this thing will just go there. Something that is supposed to have collected for like $10,000. It will just look at it and let me collect 1,500 or 2,000. Thinking that, let me call Mr. Hebrew. He will come and do so for me. I will tell him, that is when I just came back from Nigeria. I don't have anything there that you can just give me $100 or so like that. Now, if I want to do this job for you, this thing will call you $2,000. So if you got the job for $2,500, that is none of my own business. Because you cannot expect me to be on the second floor, on a lift or on a ladder, running something there, and you will be thinking that I will just collect a small egunje. It's not going to happen anymore. So at a point, because he doesn't have a mentorship, he doesn't walk around like what we did. We move around, meet with different people to know how the work goes. He started doing nursing job. He was going to a nursing school. At the end of the day, I can boldly say that he is one of those people that closed the school down. Because I told my colleague that, what is this guy doing in nursing? You are supposed to be studying engineering related this thing. Why will you go for nurse? During that particular year, about 85% of them fail, and they closed down the nursing school. I was telling my colleague that this guy is part of them. Why will you go and do nurse? If you have gone for IT or all those little construction, this thing, you have the knowledge. Just go and brighten up, get your license. And that's all. We also have welding also. Welding and fabrication also is part of the construction job also. So if you are a welder, in America here, welder, they are very, very scarce. More especially if they can hire you in the offshore job, then you are a millionaire. If you work, at least you can work 1 month in, 1 month off, and they pay very well. If you have that one as a skill, if you stop working for company, you are on your own, then you have established already. Because all those steel they use in doing all those commercial buildings is the welder that are doing it. And it's a professional this thing. If, for example, now if you want to start our building now, the welder have to come to lay the foundation, putting the structure and everything. If you are not a skilled welder, or you cannot do that kind of a job. So if, let's assume that now I have somebody here that is into welding and fabrication, and want to start a foundation here. We have already laid down the concrete and everything, and they want to start putting the iron this thing now. By the time they call the guy, you will see the guy will just march and say, okay, this is and that. It will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the way it's going to narrate the job, if we put a fear in you that, let's hire this guy, and let us pay him the money that he wanted. Because if this thing if he didn't do it very well and this thing collapse, then it's going to be what? A big problem. So the presentation of the fabrication and the welders also is a very good area also in a construction job. Then we have the architect also. The architects, they don't have stress. All they can do is just to go to the site. Where is the site? This site, Abby. Okay, this building now. What do you want to do here? I want to put like 3 toilets there. I want to create 1 office here. I want to put a storeroom here. The only thing that they wanted is what? The measurements. Once they get the measurements and they go and do it together, they will tell you that, say, sorry, if it is a big project, I charge $1.50 per square feet. But for a small project like this, because either big project or a small project, if it's going toward the city, it's still the same amount that they are paying. So for a small project, they can charge you up to $2.50 to $3 per square feet. So imagine if you have about 2 or 3 of it in a month, and you have a place of about 3,000 square feet. Calculate the amount. So you see that the architect also is a very strong field in construction job also. And that is what the area I really want the youth to go into, more especially the ladies. Then we have the flooring also. We have some expatriate in flooring. Some are, can do all those ceramic tiling, the wooden flooring, the carpet, so on and so forth. In Nigeria, that is when you see that the cost of material must be higher than the cost of the labor. Abi? They will tell you that, okay, you want to spend 10,000 naira to buy material, then the labor should be less than what? 10,000 naira. But in America here, if the cost of the material is $1,000, just be looking at the labor should be around 15,000. I went to a place in Austin. One of our members, like a shepherd also, he wanted to get a church there. He invited me to come and site that area. I look at it. I told him there, well, the material will cost you between $3,500 and $4,000. But be ready. Just get like about $30,000 because the labor is going to be up to $20-something thousand. That is how it's going to cost. So it was chalk. I said, yes, that's it. Sometimes you can get something of $100 and you want somebody to fix it for you. It can charge you like about $1,500 to do it. Number one, maybe it's a high this thing. You want to rent a crane. A crane for a day, maybe within $300 to $500 to go and do the job. We tell you that, hey, my labor rate, safety, and everything is going to cost $1,000 plus. So you make your money. Then under construction also, we see have safety also. The safety officers, it doesn't matter whether you are old or you are young. Once you can go for the training within few weeks or few months, you have the license, you can be in the construction site. You are not doing anything there. Your own is just to start in a safe place. Anybody going in, my friend, where's your helmet? Have you put your reflective jacket? Have you done this? Did you have your strap on? Did you have different things in? Did you wear your safety shoe? Or so like that. And they are making their money. So don't look at it that, I'm a woman, no. I'm going to 70 years. It's Nigeria that retirement age is 65 years. America here, there's nothing like retirement until when you are tired. That is when you don't work. If not, our shepherd will have retired since many years ago, but he's still working. You understand? So, anything construction work doesn't have anything to do with gender or old age or young age. It's the ability for you to perform very well and do the job. We also have the IT also. The IT is not the software part, the hardware, like installation of all those security camera, your security, like now in this church now we have security, this thing. If we put the code there now, somebody can just come and program the code and just put one sensor in one corner here. It will charge you a lot of money. And if you want to go through the company, they might say, okay, you'll be paying $50 every month for nothing. Because somebody is making the money there. The security we are talking about, if anything happens, they will not come here. It's police that will come. But you are doing what? Paying him the money. If I'm doing that one now, I will have installed this thing there, and I will say, okay, instead of you to pay like 15,000 or something, just be paying $50 every month into what? My pocket. So we also have that particular one also, and we have many others in construction also because of the timing. And so maybe next time we will really expatiate on it, and God will be with us in Jesus' name. So if you have any questions, let us know.
I love the fact that we will give him a round of applause before he finishes. Trust me, this is one of the most interesting parts. this skill part is the most 419 knowledge you can have in this world. I tell you, your price is nobody can quantify you. You are the owner. You tell you, this is my price. Okogba, koshekini, kodija. Somebody else will pay for your price. Like what the man said about packaging and branding earlier. See, if you're not my client, you will see your own client. It's skill, it's knowledge. You understand? You know, when I was little, my dad used to, you have low current, high current in Nigeria now. So we have 3 phases under the step. When there's low current, we go to the outside, we use stick to change the cable to the high current one. So we go under the step, and I do say, hold the ladder. Put it in the next one. Short on. Hold low. They cut out. Remove it again. Short on. Oh, she low. Remove it. Elefu. You understand? So we start using ideas. You know, those things, I built on it then. I can climb pole. There's no pole I cannot climb. No why I don't know. Mommy. You understand? But then, like the man said, sometimes some skills that we have, we don't build on them. We think it's just, I might change cutout. I will have changed that cutout now. I'll be changing cutouts in America. You understand? Thank you. Because we don't have that information then. We will have built on, you know what, this cutout of a thing, I think I like cutout. Start building, changing cutouts. Go to your neighbor's house, change cutout. The church, change cutout. You came to America, change cutout. Before you know it, you get cutout contract. But because we thought it was just working for daddy, change it, oh, okay. That's it. You know, so it's a lot of things, and I appreciate you for touching on different varieties of general construction. But my own question is this, right? I know there is a vast knowledge. So do we go to school? Is it one school for all of them, or they have different schools and their duration? Do we have like short-term courses, or they're all long-term courses? That's because I know they are listening and they want to like, oh, I like that flooring. How can I get into flooring? Something like that. Or the safety part too.
That is a very good question. Like in Nigeria, you can go to one school for everything about construction. But in America here, you have to have license in different areas. So for you to be working on HVAC, you must go, and it doesn't mean that you have to go to the school. You can learn it from somebody, and the person will guide you. You write the exam, you pass, they will issue you a license. So the license always renew every year. And it's not every year that you write exam. You only write the exam once. Every year there's a 4 hours compulsory course that you must read. And those are the new codes that normally come every year. They can just come today now and they will tell you that, hey, the new code for exit lights now must have all this, what do they call it, this light, all those emergency lights. They can tell you that that's a new code. So for those that has the existing one, it can remain there. But for a new construction or replacement, I will tell you that with this new code, sorry, we are not going to use this kind of light anymore. It's going to be the one that has the light. And that is the new code. So those are the 4 hours continuous education that normally go through. So electrical also, you can also learn it through internship, or you go to the school. In the school, they can just organize a classroom there. They will just run a cable. Like you see the student doing that. Sometimes you can even see it on YouTube. But that is that one. But the real one is to run the one inside this church. Now, the practical one, you have to have that vast knowledge. And for you to have the vast knowledge, you must work with an electrical company for a few months. I remember when I came to America newly, our daddy introduced me to somebody, and I was working with one electrical company, Logic Electrical Contractor. I worked with them for a very few months. You understand? So that is when I really know the knowledge of the electrical, apart from being an electrical engineer in Nigeria before. But the system are not the same thing. So in this place, they will help you. You will see what they are doing there, how the commercial wiring is totally different from the residential wiring. They are not the same thing. So here, the license for electrical is almost 10. They will tell you life wireman, electrician, journeyman, electrician, industrial electrician, so electrician, even up to sign this thing, you still have their own license also. So they have different licenses. But to do everything in hall, if you are a general contractor, you only need one license. That's why I'm saying that for the old people, once you have the general contractor license, you can do anything you want to do. Just an idea. So each of the sections, you must have the license. But it is not really compulsory. Only one license. If you have the idea of plumbing, carpentry, different things, and you just have one license, just in case maybe somebody is coming down to say, hey, where's your license? Maybe we are doing plumbing before, you can just look at it as if you are not the one that is doing the plumbing. Just carry screwdriver and start unscrewing one thing there. Say, where's your license? I just show him the electrical license that you have. So that is about the license stuff.
The cashier. That's nice one. So parents, I'm going to, just like one speech real quick. I'm going to digress a little bit on what I said. It pertains to the older ones and the younger ones. If you're an older person here and you think you want to retire, please liaise with us. We'll link you up with how you get your general contracting license, where you can they call it subcontract. Yeah, you can get a contract and sub it to professionals. You don't have to do anything. I met somebody at a conference I was, Mr. Femi is not here, Mr. Deji. It's called Government Contracting with the VA. We met at that conference. I was surprised. I was there. I was like, Mr. We were there to look for contracts, Even though if you can't do the contract, grab the contract, sub it to somebody. Even if it's 30% you are making. If it's 40%, it is something. So that's one area I want the older ones to look into. And for the younger ones, let them go and do apprenticeship. They call it Joyman. They can do Joyman. And we have discussed with our mentors, like I told us prior to today, that our mentors are ready to support anybody. If you want to, you can work with Alagba Ibru. There's a registration form they will go through our own admin team. Work with it for some time. After maybe like 3-4 months, it will guide you to getting your license. Kilo tukun, shikena, start charging us. You make your money. But if you don't know that there's a route to this, you will think I need to be an elite, computer engineering, mechanical, lie. Apprenticeship, write your 4 hours, whatever exam, get your license, and you're good. Certification is killing the country now. People don't have degrees, but they have what? Certifications, licenses. So let's look into that. Thank you. So if your kids are not here, you can talk to them at home. Hey, I heard this. Everybody here might not be a beneficiary, but someone that's not here, you can even say, son, daughter, let's try this thing. They said this thing in church today. Let's bid on it. So let's take advantage of that information. Thank you, Mr. Ibru, for that. A round of applause for him one more time. And my last speaker here, who is going to be like brainstorming and dissecting some things for us. It's another very, very important part which I think a lot of people are missing out. And I know he would really, really do justice to this aspect. He's a very great thinker. He's a quiet gentleman. He's a strategist. He's somebody with small body but big engine. So he'll be talking to us about entrepreneurship, faith, and financial freedom. Join me as I welcome Mr. Femi Olagoroye to the floor. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. This is, thank God for this. And thank God for everyone online. At the same time, thank God for everyone here. I really want to start by appreciating the leadership of this church, in person of our shepherd and the assistant shepherd. It takes somebody that cares to say that I want empowerment to happen in my ministry. And I want to plead to everybody here today. Don't take this for granted. I will give you guys a hint. The gentleman that came earlier, Remy, that came to speak, that left, he dropped it like a joke, but he doesn't charge less than $250 per hour to speak. And to the glory of God, God has given us the privilege to get information. And if you look through everybody that has spoken today, they are dropping serious gem. It's now left to us to either grab it, to make use of it, or leave it. And I want to really appreciate you, Daddy. God bless you, sir, and your team. So they're giving me a very, very big topic. They say entrepreneurship, faith, and financial freedom. But the whole entrepreneurship, they've given speakers to speak about it. So what do you want me to say? You've already given them speaker about it. So I will stay out of the entrepreneurship, then I will take the faith and action. Right? This, can you go back a little bit? Go back. So faith and action equals freedom. If you hear a lot here today and you don't take something away, you've wasted your precious 3 hours. And taking something away and not acting on it, you've also wasted the time of the people that came to present. So please, whatever your note is, try and act on it. Next slide, please. A few years ago, I need to share a story with you guys, with you, everybody. Please forgive me if I sound rude in American way. I was at work, I got a call. And when I got that call, a friend of mine called me, was like, hey, I need you to come see me. There's an opportunity. I need you to come. And I'm like, okay. So I left work. When I left work, I went to his house. Immediately I got to his house, he brought out the board. He was like, listen, there is this opportunity. This opportunity here, they brought it to me, and I want you to be part of it. And I was like, the entire opportunity is about $100,000. I'm like, where do you want us to see this money? He was like, you have retirement that you have. I have retirement too. That this is a great opportunity. Go for it. And I just had my child. You want me to take a chance to do this? Like, he analyzed it and all. And when I looked at it and I looked at the opportunity, lo and below, like, okay, fine, let's do it. He pulled his own retirement. I put my own retirement. And I kid you not, to the glory of God, I'll tell you what it is. It's manufacturing a part for an oil and gas company here in Houston. And we started. Year one, we were able to pay back that first equipment. We acquired the second equipment, the third equipment. And between 2 years, we were doing very, very well. That we were manufacturing parts for NOV. Very, very well. Then, fast forward, COVID came. I'm one of the people that I still have PTSD from COVID. And when COVID came, we went under. But I can tell you, 2.5 years, something changed. And it was really, really good then. Next slide. So why did I bring that up? The first thing was faith. I believed in that gentleman. Because they keep saying something, your circle, what you listen to, who you talk to. And when we finish this session, you will see why it's very important. We vetted each other. I know he has morals. I know he has values. Who do you talk to daily? Right? And I believed in him. Immediately he called me. We looked at it because of faith. Right? The next part is action. Opportunities land on everybody's lap frequently. But it's a question of how do you see that thing? You either see it as an opportunity or you see it as a distraction. So immediately I analyzed, I'm like, dude, let's do it. Then we took action. And the next thing, if not for COVID, but God knows best, would have been in a different place right now. Next slide, please. Oh, man. Oh, sorry, I forgot. So, 3 things to hold on to, right? Stewardship over ownership. When we talk about faith, you don't own faith. You're a stewarder of faith. God owns faith. Just have it. Just believe in it. It's not yours. And that's why we come here. And that's why there's a beautiful thing about this church. Is every week, if you come here focusing on God, this church will energize you. And after they energize you, they will take you outside and they will feed you very, very well. That now, we've given you the fruit of the Spirit and we've given you what you need for the week. Because you need that faith. You have it here. Bless God. So you have it here, right? Then ownership. Then the next thing is faith is evidence, not feelings. And what do I mean by that here? Right? You see it in Hebrews. Move when God says move. My auntie here asked a question to the gentleman earlier that, listen, I put in my best at work, but they don't recognize me when I need them the most. May I tell you something? Wherever you are working, you need to understand the culture of that place. One of the most important things that I enjoy about this church when I came is the love. Genuine love. When I see the way people care, hey, hi, how are you doing? It's culture. That's the culture of this church. When you work in a place or when you're around people or you're in an organization, you have to understand the culture of that place. Based off their culture, you will know if you fit in or if the place is not for you. It's very simple. Then you let action comes in because opportunity will come. They will see you if you're an exceptional person. It's going to come naturally. Then obedience over fear. Mr. Remy said something and I'm like, man, I never had any chat with him. That prophecies will come. Obeying in it and holding on to it. Now, one thing I will add on to prophecy is guide it very, very carefully. Not just take that prophecy and handle it with lack of care. Because it's a baby sent to you by God. It's now a question of how do you use it. Next slide. Obedience is the highest form of strategy. When you believe in something and you obey the word of God, it doesn't matter. There's nothing like, it's like having a baby. When a woman is pregnant, there's a reason why it takes 9 months. There's a reason why they go through different trimesters. Because every stage of formation is maturity. And during that stage, being focused on having obedience, you don't start the business today and you expect to start making money today. And if you look at the result of a lot of people as a result of where they are today, it's because they gave up too soon. They started well, they had the vision, but they gave up. Like, I'm going to use Mr. April here as an example. That he started, he went to work for a company for a few months. Today, he owns his own business. Now, had it been when he started, he was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. How could somebody be pushing me around? I also want to go do nursing, or I want to go do X. I'm not against nursing. I love nursing, and I'm going to share something here today. I am a nurse. I have a license as a nurse. I schooled in this country as a nurse. When I came in, my dad sat me and my brother down and said, listen, you have to go to nursing school. And we looked at him and we're like, Daddy, no. Like, yes, because you need financial security. You need to have something to hold on to. And I went to school. The day I graduated, he came. And I told him, I was like, Daddy, I did this for you. I only worked 1 week. That was while I was waiting to take my exam. And since then, I haven't practiced in over 13 years. It's even bad. I don't renew my license. I don't do continuing education. But I'll tell you something. I do consult in medical business, which is where no knowledge is wasted, which goes back to what Mr. Remy said, having value so that you can generate income. There's hardly any medical business, to the glory of God, today that I will not speak intelligently about. Any. And even while I was there in Dallas, while we were going to school, I was privileged to work with a lot of my uncles in Dallas. The ones that own Home Health, the ones that own assisted living, just name it. That was when Home Health was hot. I was privileged to work with a lot of them, and I learned all those things, and it's helping me today. So the bottom line is, I was obedient to my dad. Today, as my side extra income, is consulting for people that has medical business. Look at the journey of obedience, right? Next slide, please. So, bringing everything in, we brought Mr. Remy to spark up the fire in you, knowing what you have inside. We have Sister Yemisi come out and tell you about real estate, all the opportunities there, and how she's been doing it. And I found out something about her that she's a data architect, which we're going to talk about that. Because our church needs somebody to help us manage our data. Please help me thank her in advance. So, we brought her in. She spoke very eloquently about real estate and all the opportunities. And I'm going to touch on everybody that I've spoken here today and tell you a little bit more. In Sister Yemisi's field, what else can you do without a license? You can take pictures whenever the house wants to get listed. Please correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm speaking out of terms. You can take pictures, right? You can clean a house before the house gets listed, right? I know you didn't delve deeper. Staging, you didn't delve deeper. You can be a wholesaler where you drive around and just find those houses. I'll tell you, this country is so blessed. There are people that all they do, and correct me if I'm wrong, please. I probably need to let you have the mic. All they do is they drive around every area. They look for houses that have grasses that is higher, that it looks unkept, that nobody has touched for a while. And they will put their number and paper there that if you want to sell, because it tells them that that person is going through something. It's a distress seller. And if that person called them, if they're able to say, hey, how can I help you solve your problem? You probably know about it too. They'll be like, oh, I'm going through this. I have a death in the family, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you want to sell? I can help you get money for your house. Or they're behind on their taxes. Do you know that by just taking that call in this same country, if the house is worth, let's just say the house is worth $200,000, and all that person needs is $160,000, you will put that house on that contract and call hard money lenders and wholesalers community, which is all offline, and they will take that contract, pay you extra. So you put it on that contract for $160,000. Say your own commission is $10,000, and that's $170,000. They will buy it from you without you putting a penny down. In this same country, is the same real estate. So that's why understanding the power of information. And I'm going to bring it back to this slide because the most important thing that when we were talking about this from the leadership down to us, the planner, is to get to where there is financial freedom among us. There was a time I was talking to Daddy. Daddy keeps saying that in this church, God will raise millionaires. And he said it several times. Anytime we're talking about building and all that, the one thing that he will keep hammering is, I have faith that millionaires will be raised in this church. And who are the millionaires? I mean, I guess you guys don't want to claim it. Yeah, because the way you guys are saying it, don't worry about it. You get rich to a point that taxes is not a problem. Tithes won't be a problem. So who are the millionaires in the church? Mr. Hebrew, you don't know the angel pricing. No, you have to unfold that hand for me. Amen. So, most important thing is income over cash flow. The money you make at work is your income. Cash flow is the money you make while you are sleeping. How anybody today can proudly say that if I don't go to work, I will earn money? It's an open question. We're going to audit, and this will be shared with everybody, right? How do we get there? That's the journey. And we've been receiving feedback that we need to do this more often. Yes. But the key thing is, let's understand where we are going. The journey is where we get to a place in this church that we have people that are making passive income from a lot of the ideas and things that we've talked about. Back to one of the things I'll come back to talk a little bit about Sister ABC one more time. She talked a little bit about brokerage, that there's a lot of brokerage in Texas. If you own your own brokerage, correct me if I'm wrong, agents that work under you, you get a percentage of what they sell. That is cash flow, right? The question is, how much of this are we taking to heart? We're all going to get old. We're all going to get to a place that you can wake up and do the same thing you're doing today. When you get to that age, what are you going to fall back on? That is the honest question. We either want to talk about it or we avoid it, which goes back to what he was saying about insurance, right? You asked a very, very brilliant question about whole and life, term and whole. If we let him break it up, it's packed. You can make it your bank. Correct me if I'm wrong. IUL, VUL. You can make it to where the insurance become your own bank, that when you need money, you quickly go tap in that insurance. It's an instrument that it kind of expatiate on it. You have to know how to use those things. Which one of the things that I don't ever go cheap on in my life is to pay for information. If I go to him tomorrow and he tells me, Femi, my charges is X, I will go and look for that money instead of price him low. Because when you act cheap, you get cheap services. And you guess what? If you push people and you show genuinely that you care about that information, they will open things to you that you will be shocked. I remember growing up, they used to say something that there are 3 people you need within your network. You need an accountant, you need a lawyer, and you need the doctor, a medical practitioner. And thank goodness these days there's a lot of medical practitioners around us. But the accounting part, the CPA side, and I love when I talk to my fellow Nigerians and they're like, they're so interested about my taxes, I want to make money, I don't want to save money. If you push your tax preparer very, very well, it will tell you, don't only come to me beginning of the year. Because you coming to me beginning of the year, you're not doing yourself a favor. We need to talk very frequently. Then they will open up things to you that during the year you are planning better for when you're going to file. And that's how you get to where you have that cash flow. The other part, leverage. And I put it here, people, capital, and technology. I've touched on the people side. Who are your friends? Who are within your network? Very important. When you meet people, quickly audit them. You're not doing it because you're a bad person, but you're doing it because you're trying to build something that will last the test of time. Who do you have? And I hate to say this, but if you need something now, who can you pick up the phone? I'll share true life story. Here in Houston, a lady, her daughter needs to do an intern with a law firm. She's trying to become a lawyer. And she's called around. She couldn't find somebody that could help get her daughter to do an intern. It could happen to any one of us here. Let's be realistic. We're all raising kids. When your children get to that level, can you pick up the phone and say, in my church, I know Mr. Kolus is in medical field. If I call him, he should be able to help me get my child in there. Now, it's a question of Mr. Kolus to look at it and say, is it that man that all he does is to break the church? Then your behavior start following you. Because now you can build a circle. Or is it that man that before they say who is going to do X in church is the first one to sweep the floor? Then you naturally attract the right circle that you need. But everything you do centers back around people because you need people. I wouldn't have gotten that call if I don't have the right relationship with this gentleman that I was telling you guys about. And to the glory of God, we're still great friends. I tell people that, another story that I'll come back and share later. But look at your circle and be honest. There are times that you have to look at your friends and say, listen, I love you so much as a friend, but I've noticed that every time the only thing we talk about does not add value to me. And you look at the person will look at you and say, where are you going? Because you have to be the change. And you look at that person and say, it's not like, but you know, if this is all we're going to be talking about, let's pick a time that we'll talk about it. But not exhausting the time I need to self-develop myself. But the audit starts from you. The second thing I put there, capital. Capital is very, very, very important. And a lot of people think capital only is money. No. It falls on people. Capital is your network, and capital is also what instruments do you have in place. I'm going to touch on one of them, and I will stay out of it. It's credit. Where are you with your credit? Because the way this country is structured, those instruments are there. Just like Daddy was saying, people will be like, on sorry, mo uncle send credit card to me in the mail, mo deri, mo de lo. One of my aunties, she called mo credit card there, mo lo, mo somewhere that's the way they test if you are credible. But you know what's interesting is, and I'm sure you guys have been seeing a lot of feeds on social media, with a good credit, you can apply to multiple credit cards, and with those multiple credit cards, you can use them to go flip a house where you can do balance transfer and pull withdrawal from them. You get 20K here, 30K here, 40K here, 50K here, you're at 100. And you're able to pull 70% out of it, and you collect 70% out of it, and you go to Sister MC and say, Sister MC, come. I think I want to flip houses. Okay, help me find distressed house. Okay, 70K. You go to Mr. Ebro, how do we remodel this house? Because they will do the analysis. Before you know it, you flipped your first project. True life story. You were saying something here about what you did in Canada with 15 people. Mr. Dio, 2 weeks ago, I took him to a property here in Houston. When I joined that organization about 5 years ago, I started questioning so many things because for me, I have this thing about we Nigerians and the potentials that we have. Because of lack of integrity, it's making us diminish the more instead of helping us to grow. 2 years into the stuff, I told them, we went to a meeting one day, and I said, guys, this is like a co-club. And I told them, I'm like, guys, please, I'm tired of this. It's either we start something now or I'm out. They were like, no. I'm like, let's do something. Let's just start putting $100 away every week. Out of 30 people, a lot of people argue, what if it doesn't work? It's going to break away, blah, 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 blah. So many arguments. And we are great at something. We are great as Nigerians as to have this defensive way to first of all see why something will not work. And you know what? It's going to attract you. It's going to follow you. Because when somebody brings something, the first thing we're like, could they walk? And the few people that I've been privileged to work with in the church knows that when you start telling me, could they walk? I'm just going to say, just have faith. Fast forward, that $100 by 15 people became 134,000. This Houston. It's a project that I'm not saying because I really want to write a book on it. And to the glory of God today, we bought the first distressed property. It was a fire property in Northside. And me and Mr. Dyer, we go long way from Dallas and all. We were having a chat and I'm like, you know what? Let's meet at the property. And I took him, we walked through the property. We're remodeling it right now. $100, 15 people, a project. That's the power of numbers. What it can do. And at the end of it, everybody become a stakeholder. The question is, we only started 3 years ago. The group has been in existence for 5 years. And we stopped collecting money about 6 months. We bought the property October last year. So tell me, if we had started the first day, which goes back to what you were saying about time, by now, and all 30 people subscribe, we'll be sitting on $500,000. The same $100 he has, you have, that has. And that's where capital works. And our parents do it. As long as there's integrity. Because we're like, trust my nation. But the first thing is put negative stuff behind you. Because always remember, you will get old one day. And when you get old, what you do now is what you will fall back on. And the last thing, technology. Technology, I'm gonna share something here that I've kept with me for all day. It's been something that I've been trying to bring out, but what is this, guys? Do you guys know what this is? It's broken. Sorry, Mommy, don't eat it though. So this is cookie. I bought it on Subway, from Subway on my way here. What do you guys know about cookie? Can somebody just tell me something about this cookie here? Anything? Just feel free. It doesn't have to be a right or wrong question. Answer. Is what? It's delicious. It's a snack. Okay. Everybody has this cookie here today. And depends on how you use this thing. Have you noticed that anytime you search something on your phone, all of a sudden, something related to that thing starts popping up? Do you know why? They have cookies that is following you. You'll be like, wait, why did they call it the same sweet stuff that is cookie? Right? Because it's sweet. It's meant to distract you, and it starts following you. Anything you search, do it now. You will see before you get out of here, you search Femi, you're like, there's one Femi that his head is caved. Like the next minute, it will start following you. And that's why this technology thing is very, very powerful. What you search is important. At the end of this today, if you think about something that you are already doing as a business owner, try as much as possible to reshape or make your phone relearn about you. To search more of that thing more than you search other things. So that naturally, it starts following you. And you now have something that is working for you as compared to something that is working against you. Because when people see technology, the first thing they say, AI, AI. Yes, AI. But what about what you have now that is hindering your progress? So whatever you decide, whatever you pick, if you pick construction, you pick real estate, whatever, you pick insurance, look for it on any of the feeds that you have, social media accounts in Instagram, Facebook, just look for it. Every day, and make it a tradition to look for that one thing. You will start getting things around it. And guess what? The more you open those things, the more you start seeing how advanced you are becoming, then it start giving you more of it. Before you know it, you become so vast in that thing that naturally you will be ignited to do something around that thing. And that's how technology works for you. Building assets, not wages. The number one asset everybody have is you. They don't make two of you. And the you that you have is like a car. How you maintain it is how it's going to work for you for a long time. Time is fast spent. We'll kind of build on this later. But one thing I will say is, as we all walk together in this journey, aside from you being an asset, what other assets do you need to own to help in times that you won't be able to run the way you're running? Insurance, having another property that you can collect rent, just whatever. And we can talk more about it. Then last but not the least, discipline beats income. Consistency. You don't have to know everything day one. But just please do something about that one thing every day. The same way that you would wake up and go to work, there's a reason they structure it for you to show up. Show up for yourself daily. And be disciplined. Don't try to get it right. That's where we fail. Overanalyze, what of this? No, just show up in that one thing daily. Next slide, please. Income feeds you. Cash flow frees you. And that freedom, it's not freedom by money. It's freedom of time, where you can truly do what you've called to this world to do, which is to serve God. And however way you want to go about the next phase, because one thing that I'm committed to is to work with my leader here, Mr. Sam, and everybody that wants to be part of this, to where we do this more often, to empower each other. But the goal is to get to where we can build cash flow. And you can build cash flow in different ways. I'm going to come to Mr. Ibru here. Thank you for stressing it that age should not be a deterrent. There are people here in Houston, please correct me if I'm wrong. They call them master. A master just has the license. He doesn't do nothing. Jose will come to master and say, sir, me get one job over there. That job, me do it very, very fast. Say, license, please, 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 please. Master will be like, Jose, to pull permit for my license, you know. How much do they charge?
1,200. How much? 1,200.
The master did not do anything. Jose does not have paper. Jesus doesn't have paper. But Jesus needs license to pull the permit to do the job. Master sits at home watching Fox, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, but it's getting what? Cash flow. There are a lot of instruments in this country. And that's why I say that it's subject to how much information you have, how open are you to taking on information, and how do we empower each other. And I pray God help us, because one of the things we will try as much as possible to do is to bring a lot of people that will share some of this information. Anybody can be a master. It's not gender restricted. And it has nothing to do with age. Just pass it, have that HVAC license, have that plumbing license, have that electrical license, you're good to go. One other thing Mr. Ibru didn't talk about, like I said, I want to touch on everybody's area. So you can start thinking that, okay, what do I want to pick up as side hustle to become full hustle, or side hustle to stay side hustle? It's painting. If you go to Mr. Ibru now and say, please, they need to paint this room. Do you need to have a license to paint a room? No. You post it online and on Facebook Marketplace that I'm a painter. You brand your page, which there's a different page that you can have that you're a painter. You will get people that will call you. And to his point, you don't even have to do the job. You can pick people up to do it.
These are all little things that will generate cash as compared to us constantly rushing to apply for a job and getting maltreated at a job. I'm not saying it don't work. I'm just saying we need to start switching how we see things. Our ideology needs to change. Our mentality has to change towards the approach of how to earn income. So that cash flow, we're going to get there by God's grace in this church. And we'll be that beacon that God has made us. The next slide, please. So, faith and action are one road. But let's go to that. Let's go to the last one. So it's because of time. Real freedom is freedom to serve. And one of the reasons I put this here is God sees heart, not face. Wherever God puts you, please serve diligently. And that's why what Remy was trying to say, and part of what he said, do it with your full heart and guide your heart. Because when you get a prophecy, it comes with a test. During that testing phase, if you don't protect it and you get distracted, then that freedom becomes a challenge. Then how do you let that prophecy manifest before bringing it to practicality? Next slide, please. So this very week, knowing what we've talked about some other things that doesn't need license in real estate. We've talked few about master, we've talked few about painting, and some other things around general contracting that I can go in depth in. I need you to please write something down, right, that you want to get into. And before you do it, be very honest with yourself. What do you like doing as a person? What do you have passion with? Because I will tell you one thing, and I stand to be corrected. Anything you like as passion or side that makes you happy, there is a way to make money off it in this country. There is a way. One of the things that whenever I talk to people that are in catering business, I tell them, you don't want me to analyze your business, because if you get me to analyze your business, you'll feel bad. They'll be like, let's talk about it. Okay, fine. I'll give you guys an example. I think you were asking about competition, right? How many caterers do we have in this church? Can somebody just give me a number? Rough number. 8? 10? Okay, good. Maybe 10. Yeah. You have your calculator. Do you have your calculator? Please bring it up. Does anyone know what the population of Houston is? No? Houston is about 3 million. Houston. Houston and suburbs, about 5-6 million. Right? 2.4 million. There you go. And you say we have 10 caterers in Houston. Yeah. Number one problem with a lot of our caterers, they only focus in their community. Number one problem. Real life story. This business I was telling you about, I went to KC Lawal. We had a meeting about drafting contract, and he looked at me. He was like, listen, the first thing I will tell you is don't limit yourself. Try and figure out how you're going to sell to everybody, because it's a volume number. If we have 10 caterers in Houston, in this church, if those 10 caterers, now help me with your math here, what is 1% of 2.4 million? Thank you. Thank God you deal in percentage very, very well, and I'm glad you're the one that is doing this test. 1%. 240. Okay. That 240 divided by that 10 caterers. 1%. 24. What's the average income of a caterer if they get a job in a week? No, average, let's say they sell 2 coolers of rice in a week. How much would they make in profit? They sell that 400. 150, yeah. So 150 times 24 per person. 3,600. One caterer each. And when people talk about competition, I'm like, no.
You need competition. Because what that do is it really makes you become better. Yes, it takes you out of your comfort zone and make you better. Wazobia here, a good big brother to me, Mr. Tunde Fashino. He started from Southwest Farmers Market. His story, he came from London and he was with Southwest Farmers Market. He worked for them. But he noticed that there is inefficiency. If he was concerned about competition, we wouldn't have a Wazobia today. To the glory of God, he's bigger than Southwest today. But Southwest has changed their business model. What they're doing now is accusation. They're going to every pocket area and they're buying existing, African stores and rebranding it, which is great. And it's still not enough because Houston is expanding. Manville, Rosenborg, just name it. You need it. So you need that competition. Now, there's a guy, I don't know if I can remember his name. The gentleman is somewhere in Stafford. He sells Bomer. I've been knowing Bomer for years. He doesn't have a front facing, but he distributes to caterers. He's the one that sells to the caterers that cook your food that sells. And you're telling me competition. The point that I'm trying to make here in a nutshell is the opportunities are endless. I'm yet to go to one farm that is owned fully operated like the ones here by an African. They open, they close, they open, they close, they open, they close. Which subsequent, when we get to further sessions, we will talk about business structuring, corporate governance, so many things we can talk about. And we'll start figuring out people that we can bring that can empower us in this church. So my point is, pick something. There is nothing that you like to do that I would challenge you. If we dig down, there is a way you can do it aside also. Or you can do it and enjoy it and make money off it. But this week, pick something. Next thing, pick one action. Do something about that one thing. And I've given you an hint. If all you do is to search that thing on your social media feed every day, you will start getting things come to you all the time. Then do it before next week. And I'll tell you, our gatekeepers, that you're welcome to go to and say, hey, I achieved my goal. Mr. Sam, Sister Tutu, Sister Yemisi, just be okay to share what you have accomplished too. By God's grace, I pray people can be proud of God's work in their life to actually speak up and say, this is the testimony of me coming to this church. So people can be empowered to also follow their footsteps. Because it takes a lot for, including Mr. It takes a lot for people to say, hey, I am Mr. Ibru, this is where I make money. Come and join me. That's what he's saying. And he's publicly coming to tell you. He's giving numbers. The numbers he's giving is not lying. He's giving you genuine numbers. Sister Yemisi too. So please, before next week Sunday, do something about it. If all you do is every day just read about that thing, I bet you there will be a change. On this note, I want to say thank you. And I pray God continue to empower us in this church.
Oh, yeah. Is somebody still alive? This is just the beginning. We'll get there by force, by fire. Whether the devil like it or not. In this church, there are different ministries in the church. Not all of us will preach. Not all of us will prophesy. Not all of us will sing. There are ministries that will build ministries. When I started talking to Mr. Femi, he told me, he said, Mr. Sam, you don't know what you are doing. He said, you are operating a different ministry. I said, don't worry, I'll not do it by myself because I cannot even do it by myself. It's a lot of work. And like I said, I've delegated a lot of things, and there are some that I'm still going to delegate because in your Kinshé, our day. Please give Mr. Femi another round of applause. I will take 3 questions for that section before I talk about what I have in my own jota. Does anybody have question? I have just 3 questions. Mr. Body.
Thanks so much. So what I want to say is not actually a question, it's just to reiterate or back up what he has said. One key thing I can take away from what he said is about we as a church or as a group enhancing our social capital. And enhancing our social capital, that means we build healthy relationship. Then we build trust. So through trust and healthy relationship, then we can move mountains. We can do a lot. And that is one key thing I want us to take that home and let that resonate with us. And let's pass that across to others. Once we have that healthy relationship and we have that trust, I believe there's nothing we cannot do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have that's part of my point that I'm going to talk about, but I'll still take from the audience. Mr. Kolus?
Chairman, so hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. So, this is not a question.
Okay.
This is just to pass a comment. When I first heard about this business summit that we are going to put on suits and come down here, I was somehow, I said, but now, oh my God, I now see that this is what they now call kingdom, building the kingdom of God, because it's about the king and its dominion. Now, and for us to be kingmakers or to dominate, we have to be at the top in all pedestals. In economics, in health field, we have to be able to dominate in our career. And that is why it's not everything that is a spiritual battle or my work is not going on well, that we have to do spiritual work and fasting. There are some actions to be taken. There are some things that are holding us back that you have to take some steps. And as Rafemi was talking, that you should write something down, take an action, give a report about it. I have my own point that I've noted down that I'm going to do, and I'm going to give you feedback. And if you see that a Kulus, oh my God, coming out, it's because of this business summit. So I want to encourage us to do more and more and more. Let this fire radiate and bring people to it.
Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause for Marcus. Another, number 3. One person? Okay. Williano.
Thank you very much, sir. You're already blessed because the Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. And you have given more than you can ever imagine. And it's my fervent prayer that the Lord will bless you more than human imaginations and all ramifications in Jesus' name. Yes, I just want to point out some facts. In as much as we are all, doing this, heaven building, and building our lives, to the glory of the Lord together, there are still going to be some amongst us that are still won't be able to, due to a lot of things that, cannot be. Some are emotionally down, some are gone through trauma, some are, they've gone through a whole lot of things that they don't really have the guts. You know what I'm talking about, to come out and be like, help me, can you teach me something? So I just want to implore us to seek these people out because they are amongst us. If we look very well, just seek them out and do what we are able to do for them. God bless us all.
Amen. A round of applause for her. Okay.
God bless you, Mefo. I really commend you for speaking up, right? One of the audits that I have done is to look at the welfare program of the church. And I can tell you that the church is doing well to address anything that comes up that requires urgent attention. The second part is when we got together to start working on this. One of the things we discussed, which is why I came back to the mic, is confidentiality. If John reaches out to any of us,
the onus is on us to make sure that John's situation is kept confidential. And I, for one, I would not be a party to when John's information is out there. And I want to give you that commitment because there is no way we're going to develop if we don't put some form of integrity into place. And please, what I would implore you is those people, let's encourage them to speak up. And I would leave it to Daddy and the leaders to guide us on who they need to reach out to so that things can be addressed. Because we need these things to be able to grow. And whoever is called to support, or even if it's just a word of, it is well, I hope they can also do it genuinely. Because that's the real Christianity that we are preaching. And I pray God bless you for that.
Thank you. Okay.
God bless you, sir. I wasn't referring to financial help earlier. You know, some people have stage fright. Some people can't look into the other person's eyes and tell them what they need. You know, some people are like, okay, just teach me this craft. Teach me this skill. Don't give me fish. Just teach me how to fish. You know, I think we should be able to do that.
Amen. So I'm going to start from my own closing remark. I will start from there. This is 2026, right? When we went to Eldridge Park, what year was that? Who can remember the year we went to Eldridge? That we had a picnic at Eldridge. 23. Nobody yet knows the reason behind the park. And I'm not going to mention anybody's name. I got our inspiration when I was in Florida. I spoke with someone in this church that was going through serious depression about committing suicide, a member of the church. Nobody knew. I didn't mention it to anybody. And what I started doing was, while I was in Florida, I started looking for location for everybody to go out of the church to meet. When we had that event, Daddy said, "Sir, only gathering here at church." It was massive. But does anybody know the reason behind the park? No. But I tell you that day, the person in question herself was at the event, jumping and laughing. She left her mood at home and came out, became somebody what? Different. But nobody knew, even herself did not know she was the reason for that outreach. We did health check, we did finance, we did sports, we did a lot of activities that day. But nobody knew. That brings me back to confidentiality. One thing about me is this: deep gone. We will do our best. And in our meeting, I said it. Anybody that come to either you, Sister Tutu, Sister MEC, Alagbaye Bru, Mr. Femi, myself, your things are secured. 100%, guaranteed. If you don't know how to do it, we will help you get there. And that's the reason for this. That's the reason for this. We have the information. We have the database at our back end. Our admin team is working on this. So even if you feel it and you do not follow up, we will come to you. Why did you fill our form? Why are you wasting our time? Because we want to record what? Results. We want to be accountable for this kind of event. We will not just waste 3 hours and nobody benefited from the whole event. No. We need to be able to look back and say, okay, one person secured this thing from this thing. One person got liberated from this thing. That's when we can go back into our drawing book and say, you know what? I think we can do bigger things. But if there's no result, there's no action, it's like wasting our time. So for that part, the only thing the person needs to do is just to reach out and say, I want to learn this thing. I want to get this thing done. We will help you get to that point. And trust me, even me, I used to have stage fright. I'm not going to lie to you. But to the glory of God, I'm building up on that. And I think I'm doing better as possible. So that will be highly taken care of. 2, about our networks. Healthy relationship / networks. In the church today, Brakolu said something now. It's all about Ogwaye and Ishoru and all those things. Some things, not all churches do Ishoru. Not all churches do Ishe. And we record success in the church. Daddy gave me an instance, and this Joel Austin, his church, one day they were trying to raise a fund in the church. They were able to raise about 4 million in the church. Under how many minutes, sir? Under 15 minutes, they were able to raise 20 million. All the match showroom, man. They didn't do spiritual work. But what changed? Their orientation, their mentality, their networks changed. Amen. This particular program, somebody told me, hold. That's a negative word mentality. I would have realized, what about myself? Party. I would have gone with the person. And eventually today we will not hold. We can do choir practice. But somebody here will be missing out on something. Most of us have negative feelings about things. Magic. It does not mean because you have a business summit today, you'll be rich tomorrow morning. Lie. But you go back home. Sit down. Watch the program again. Rewind it. Look at that particular minute that ministered to you. What can I do to better myself in this minute? Let us clear negative mindset. Even we in the committee, Femi and what do we say about this date for the program? We should push it till which date? June 13. Because we're not sure that will people come. I told you, see, success is when we have 1, 2, or 3 people that are present. We are successful with the program. But even the snacks that we did, go carry. See that is a push for us that we can do better. Even when did the flyer came out? On Wednesday. Today is Saturday. 3 days. So we should not limit ourselves in anything we want to do. No matter how tough it is. Let's push ourselves to do it. Another thing I want to say is about the group thing that somebody asked about group, Mr. Bode. Trust me, and I've challenged myself. And I'm going to challenge some of us here too. We can do it. There's nothing stopping New Celestial members, about 15 of us, to have a commercial residence. Nothing. In your call, Mr. Remy said something. You don't need only your head to build your business. You need an expert in that field, experts in that field to make one house. In a house like Bible, you bring an engineer, electrician, painter, welder. They are not the owner of the house. It's a property company that owns the house. But they will work together to make the house what? Stand. But you want to be a general contractor, you carry pompon yourself, you carry paint, you will not finish the house on time. Let us work together hand in hand. Be of like-minded people. Don't live with that kind of mentality. They just wasted our time. When you keep doing it, you will be limited and you'll be stagnant for a long time. And that's what people they're not even doing good. Because everything they see in every program is what? Negativity. You want to then complain. You are still where you were last year. I might not be a millionaire, but I think I'm doing a little bit better for myself. In the little way I can. The fact that I can even stand here, I'm doing okay. Some bit I wear suit, I wear Katia. I'm doing okay. To the glory of God. But I'm not a millionaire. But with something like this, I can come Mr. Femi because of what I learned that he knew today. Mr. Femi, that thing, how can we do it? Sister Anu, let's bring this thing together. Ketomo, what you doing? But if you keep in your shadows, you'll be restricted. So let us please leave that and let's move. Also, I want to talk real quick about depression, about that thing Mr. Femi said. Depression is not only a healthy condition, an unhealthy condition. Sometimes it's financial condition. If you don't have money, you don't have information, you can be depressed. If you are feeling overwhelmed, you can be depressed. And what can we do to help? Connection, networks. We have a program coming up. It's all about networking very soon. And the team are working on it on the back end. It's all about networking. I don't know what you do. You say you are in the health field. Are you carrying health equipment? Are you doing medical career? Are you doing CNA? Are you a nurse? I don't know. But if we can come together and sit within ourselves and network, we'll have results. You understand? So that program is going to happen very soon by the grace of God. Just look out for that. Also, let me leave it there. The team and I, One house. The team and I will be working on something. If anybody is interested in going through any of these speakers, come through us. Let us know. Let myself, Mr. Hebrew, Sister Tutu, Sister Amy, Mr. Femi, let us know so we can follow up with you. Even if it's not you, if it's your child, let us know. We can do the follow-up, do the back-end work, and make sure it is successful. If you come with Mr. Hebrew, he will just charge you and waste collect your money. But if you come through us, he will not charge you. He will charge you. Sister Amy will charge you. Come through me, she will not charge you. You know, you can just pay for the real estate school that you mentioned, but she will not charge you for mentorship. These are the benefits of this kind of ministry. And I pray and I hope lives are touched from this ministry in Jesus' name. In my own vote of thanks, I want to appreciate Mr. Anthony Hagu for the last minute invite. Please give him a round of applause. He was just texted this morning and he was able to make it. Also, give it up for Mr. Wale. He has done a lot of things about our graphics and everything. Even though Sister Yemisi challenged me, but give it up for Mr. Wale for that great work. Give it up for Mr. Hebrew too. Give it up for everybody. We all did a great job. So thank you. The evil came out. It's a win for us. It's a win for us. And we thought about 30 people will come and we have about 50 people. Man, that's success. Thank you, New Celestia. Next one will let us know when it will be happening and we'll communicate accordingly. God bless us. I need a volunteer for closing prayer. Okay, mommy, give us closing prayer, man.
Jehovah, Jésù Kristi, Michael mímọ́, báwa àti Ọlọ́run wa, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín lórí ìpàdé ìta ṣe lénìí, Olúwa wa gbọ́ ọpẹ́ wa. A dúpẹ́ pé ìgbà tá a máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ akéèpé, Olúwa wa gba ìyìn wa. Àti wá parí ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n ní orúkọ Jésù, Olúwa ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa délé. Gbogbo ìta gbọ́ lénìí ní orúkọ Jésù, ẹ má ìka kọ̀ gbọ́ lásán. Ẹ jẹ́ kó wúlò fún wa Ọlọ́run mi. Lórúkọ Jésù, ẹ má fi lè ṣàṣemọ̀ fún wa. Lórí ìrìn àjò tá a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ torí ìrìn àjò tuntun ni lórúkọ Jésù Olúwa ẹ kó wa lọ́wọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo àwọn tí ìwọ Ọlọ́run ti yàn síbẹ̀ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa tọ́ wa sọ́mọ́ ìkún sì wà tọ́ Ọlọ́run máa kà kọ́ wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ẹ má fẹ́ lè ṣàṣemọ̀ fún wa lórúkọ Jésù Kristi Olúwa àti olùgbàlà wa àmín àmín lórúkọ Jésù. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you, man. God bless you. God bless you. Sister Emisi, please come. Sister Tutu, Brother Femi, Alagba Hebrew. We'll down now very soon, man. Amen. Very, very soon. Mr. Femi, Sister Tutu, please come. Where's Mr. Femi? Okay.